Grand final, ladies and gentlemen. Whoop, let's go. The Don't Panic Birthday Cup. And again, happy birthday to Don't Panic. Belated one, but we're going into game number 1 of the best of 5. Indeed, best of 5 series. And since the team on the left side, Lauber's Fanboys, made it through the winner bracket, they have a slight advantage. It's not a score advantage, but they were able to choose map number 1, and they get first pick at the same time. Feel the Heat made it through the losers bracket after in the winner bracket losing to Lauber's Fanboys already, so we have a rematch on our hand. But the last series was incredibly close, and with all the momentum that the red team gathered in the recent series in the loser bracket final, it's not going to be that easy for the Fanboys to take him down there. And of course, cast with me is once again Tetcher.
Hello! I put together this cup, and as such, I got to put myself in it. That's how it works. As we see Zool banned out from the side of Feel the Heat, and very sensible respect for Ultralisk, the Maiev was removed early on as well. But Rhaegar's so far been allowed.
Yeah, again, Rhaegar is in, Zarya gets banned, so Rhaegar is again part of this equation, so is Greymane. It's gonna become an interesting first game. Battlefield of Eternity, fun anyways, every single time we see it. Good map.
Let's see what we get. There it is. Yep, as if there was another choice, to be fair.
Shocking, shocking. We didn't see that coming at all. Nah, Rhaegar is just like too good right now. But how do you counter? Do you pick Greymane away? Do you allow it with the Bloodlust composition? Are they going to play around maybe even the Tyrael setup? Even though, of course, other tanks usually reign a little bit more supreme on this map, ETC being one of them.
Yep. We'll see. Reyna, of course. Exterminator's still deadly. Do they go for Greymane with it? No, they get Leoric. They get none of them. They just gave them Greymane.
Yeah, they give them the entire setup if they wanted. Okay. So Greymane can be chosen now. When it comes to damage against the Immortal, Jimmy in particular, super powerful with the Exterminator. You can still play with Li Ming a lot. Ana has been banned, so there's no nano boost, but with Rhaegar, you can also get the mages in, but oftentimes we see the auto attack us a little bit more. Could also be, of course, a hammer play, but it is Greymane, and we have Swamgrotto with Deathwing.
Nice. Deathwing rolling in. Deathwing not affectable by Bloodlust?
Pretty OP by itself, so yeah. You can overdo it, you know?
No, no such thing.
That sounds like terrifying to me.
Okay, if Deathwing was affectable by other heroes, as we see ETC banned out, what would be the most OP ability to use on him, except for Ultimate Evolution?
On the top of my head, I don't actually know. Would have to go through the hero list. Nano boost?
Nano boost would be pretty decent. Medivac. That's what we need.
I think he can fly over there himself. Also, they would leave the Medivac pretty stinky. Nobody wants to go.
No,
he's too fat. When he makes it into the Medivac, nobody else fits in.
He flies in. Morales runs across the map and gets him out of there. Easy. Palm's a great answer. Speaking of, wow, that was freaky.
Exactly. X-Ray in, they pick the Tyrael. Okay, so no Bloodlust, Rhaegar, Sanctification combo. And with that, we are off to the races. The last 2 picks for the Fanboys as they're going to try and set it up. With ETC banned, what is Lauber going to get? Could still go for a solid Johanna if they just want to put that into play, and indeed that's what we're getting here. Plus Thrall again. Okay, so we got the War Chief in. Solid setup overall.
Very good race, very good control. Looks good, great Bloodlust targets. What is the counter? We have double percentage damage with Kharazim and Leoric. Leoric, of course, one of the best counters to Deathwing, but a little more vulnerable against someone like Greymane. So how are they going to finish this up? One more range? Or maybe someone like Zeratul to finish out?
First of all, Tacita again. Okay, I like it. That's the 3rd time that we get Tacita in this tournament. So, guys, Battlefield of Eternity, best of 5 series, the grand final. We're finally here. And now we're heading into game number 1 with the Tacita setup. Alright, let's go. Map number 1 in the best of 5 grand final. Game number 1, and it's time for Tacita again. On the left side, the Fanboys with Lauber on Johanna, Gulnar on Rhaegar, Rutsu on Greymane, and Svamgrota on Deathwing with Tai on Thrall. The right side of the map, Feel the Heat with X-Ray on Karazim. We have Tacita for the 3rd time in this tournament in play. Dino locking him in for the red team with Ultralisk on Jimmy, Blade on Leoric, and Wit on Tyrael. Let's get the party started. As we have Exterminator already locked in, and a slight deviation from the previous Tacita build. We're actually looking at Static Charge this time.
Static Charge coming in, a permanent increase of damage by 4 for each person they hit with Shockray, and 33% of Resonance Beam charge, which can very much help Tacita with mana sustain when he's not in lane, which you are out of lane quite a lot on this map. There is some logic here.
Yeah, also we have for level 1 on Thrall, again the Trolling Thunder, placed in a 2 versus 1 setup top side, so there might be a rotation, and Greymane is already slowly moving towards the top in order to deal with this. Down at the bottom of the map, Svamgrota is so far left alone with Gulnar. Doesn't really help him a whole lot, to be absolutely honest. The doggy is sitting there is like, what am I supposed to heal?
Svamgrota, also interesting talent, level 1. He's running with the Molten Blood, going for the health regen if he has 3 or more armor plates. Gonna be very good if he's going for poke-based fights, as Sammy is forced to back the hell up.
Yeah, Svamgrota has a little bit of a unique style playing Deathwing, but it really came to a point where during the in-house league, he got Deathwing banned out against himself because people were just saying, screw that, I'm not going to play against this again. Alright, 16 stacks, by the way, for Tacita.
Not bad already.
Slowly getting it in. And topside fight over the camp. Sammy, aka Tai, is low, gets a lockdown in, nicely done! And now we have a full 4-on-4 fight happening straight in front of us, with Blade taking the brunt force of the beating here.
Trying to force their way in. Blade is holding it. If he can get one Drain Hope on Lauber, he's probably going to be able to survive this fight. Might not need to, because his team is pushing through Tyrael with the zone and able to kill off Johanna. They get the camp. Blade holds it with the Drain Hope, and they pick up another 2 kills.
That's 3 kills in total and a camp. I'll take that.
Not bad.
That's pretty okay. That's really a sort of, we're like, okay guys, I think we're on the right path here. That looks awesome. So 3 kills against 1, and Team Lauber is falling behind in experience, in talents, and that could actually lead to a real big problem during the first, or more so the second objective.
Yeah. Well then. Gonna be seeing that jump in. A huge lead is acquired. Tas again, different talent, Plasma Shield here. 3% of his max health, up to 15% when his Resonance Beam is fully charged, which is a huge boost from that static charge at the level 1.
Dino currently still doing his thing down here, so they're taking another camp. The blue team is rotating, but they're a little bit too late to interrupt it. Just barely though. 1-2 more seconds and they could have tried to contest this. Now they're just clearing it quickly, but the Immortals are spawning in a few. And that is an entire level lead, and as I said previously, it could lead to a problem, because in early level 7, during the second phase of the Immortal rotation, could really become a big issue here. If they get the level 7 talent, they're gonna dominate the second half. It's gonna be a bit close because it's still an entire level to soak, but especially towards objective number 2, it might become problematic if Feel the Heat is able to get the early level 10.
Halftime show acquired here. Feel the Heat trying to get onto Lauber. Lauber's eating all that percentage damage, but he's held Blade here long enough. Can they try and turn it on to a quick kill? Wraithwalk is used. Blade still in the fight though, holding the line. Lauber still very low in this fight. Huge damage from Dida's Q as he picks up a kill.
Yeah, gets the kill, and Jimmy isn't even here. I mean, Jimmy doesn't care about any of this. He's just sitting at the Immortal to take it down. They're gonna win everything here. Right now, the beginning of game number 1 is an absolute dream for Feel the Heat. I mean, they are just playing fantastic here. They took the Immortal, they have 4 kills in total. They can move through the top now. And even with the newly changed damage on towers, on forts, and all the problems that they can present an attacking team, this should hurt a lot. I mean, there's even an opportunity for them to maybe take the fort down.
They are smashing it. There's a force wall. Unstoppable can't get you through a wall. As Lauber's able to back up though as the wall expires. Tas full energy. You can see that little shield popping up. little bit of extra sustain, but Sammy Tai from the back, looking to try and pick up a kill, or at least zone them away so that they can defend this Immortal in peace.
Yeah, level 7 talents are ready for them, of course, so that's another big power spike. And after we saw initially the sustaining rounds, also an interesting talent, we have the standard and unstable compound. Psionic Echo, level 7 on both sides, but look at that fort. They're actually going to be able to take it down, aren't they? If they just poke a little bit, they have it.
They don't stay too long. Speed boost, Swift Retribution gets him out. But yeah, that is less a fort right now and more a sad visage of one.
I mean, they should still be able to get it now. Just a little bit of poke and it is eliminated. So, for example, the top camp, if they take it, that's going to do the trick. If anybody else moves in with just a ranged ability, that's already all that you got to do in order to lock this one in. But that was an incredibly successful early game for the red team. So they are off to a good start if the goal is to get revenge for the winner bracket final loss that they received at the hands of the Fanboys. So it will be a highly contested series. I really expect that this is going to go down to the wire.
Absolutely. Remember, there's an over 100% increase between first and second here, and that's what these teams are fighting over. Big boost in the prize pools. Johanna trying to hold the line, will force whip back, and that is a successful camp steal.
Yeah, bottom of the map, that's where Leo fights. It's still out against Thrall, and he's not the only one. Karazim is moving in together with it. Thanks to the fort aggro, Tai is actually still safe, but there's a rotation now coming. We have Deathwing and Rhaegar starting to move back down, but the wall is still destroyed, and here's exactly the problem that I was highlighting a bit earlier. We are going to see a level 10 talent advantage as the Immortal spawns for Feel the Heat, and that's normally a guaranteed halftime victory. We also have the fort destroyed at the top side. This is a great start into this first game for Feel the Heat. But can they actually bring this advantage into the late game?
They really are dominating. Like I said, all they have to do is not fuck it up. For now, though, Hopelessness going to be coming in for Leoric. Wants to really drain onto that Deathwing. Archon for Tazadar, making the most of those that auto attack style he's going for a little bit here. Sank, Entomb, standard stuff. We already saw some sided, just used.
Yeah, halftime shoal is already won. There's the Entomb against Rhaegar. He should be fine, gets slowed, but there's no real follow-up for it. And they're starting to rotate towards the Immortal again, and some easy damage with Jimmy should seal the deal here. Level 10 abilities are still in the hands of one team. Sanctification is even up, could be used here if need be. Might decide to pull it off. Tassadar is down, waited a little bit too long with the Sank. There's the Bloodlust as a counter. Jimmy goes down too. They get the Immortal, but they lose 2 heroes in the process. Does his third one fall? Jimmy's trying to get out, and I think... Tyrell is trying to get out. And I think the remaining heroes are all going to be able to escape. Maybe with the exception of Leoric, who's in real trouble down at the bottom of the map.
He tries to spook. He may have successfully spooked.
No way!
That's a good spook in there. Very calculated. The drain just enough to survive the auto. He backs up. And we're going to see this Immortal being focused down, but it will get the fort this time.
Played with the big boy plays right there. Not bad. I mean, that was pretty impressive. Yeah, fort is gonna fall. Minion wave, make it happen. And just like that, 8 minutes into the game, we have both forts destroyed, so the outer ring of defense has been eliminated. It's still even experience, even talents, very similar kills, but the structural advantage that we now have for Feel the Heat is very impressive.
Yeah, they're still even on XP, but all those structures, you don't win off having the highest level at the end of the game. You win by having your fort alive, your core alive. And as such, those 2 forts going to be giving XP over time, going to be setting them up for big key plays later on. Speaking of fort plays, though, making the most of the minions and the fact that not everyone's here, we're going to see a big aggressive push from Laubers. They take out both the towers and begin setting themselves up for a fort play later.
Yeah, the attack is now coming. They're trying to flank in, and the Entomb hits him hard. Bloodlust, the turn, and the kill against Tyrael. Doesn't get the Sank through here, interrupted, but the counter kill against Thrall is there immediately. So it's a 1-for-1 trade as they make this play. Both teams heavily aggressive here. Should take the fountain down, by the way, that we still have at the bottom of the map.
Deathwing arrived in the fight, figured he could turn it, and then ate one Leoric drain, and is now like this. That is the power of Leoric versus a Deathwing. It is so scary. He got 2 abilities off and then was forced to leave via his own Cataclysm.
There is actually also a chance that we're going to see a full drain build on Leo. If you're going up against Deathwing, that's definitely not out of the norm, so that is a possibility. Dino clears the top camp, rest of the team is at the bottom doing the same thing, and on the right side we have the Shaman camp attacked by Jimmy and Tyrell. So this is actually a setup in which we are seeing 3 camps push to the 1 on the blue team side.
Seeing Spectral Leech here, so we're not going to go full drain, but it's 2.5% per auto. If you can pick Mithril Mace with that, you're going to have a good time. Blade's going to back up. Karazim also being forced to back away. There's only so much they can hold versus 5. As we have a quick pause.
Yeah, Bladenus boys pausing the game now. Jimmy apparently disconnected. Actually, that happened yesterday a couple of times. Ultralisk is having serious problems with his internet. I think part of this is really because Corona is, of course, using increased, generating increased traffic pretty much everywhere, and especially Germany, or some regions in Germany are hit pretty hard by that. Third world country internet right there. But normally makes it back pretty quickly. But now it's actually 13 versus 13 talents, and with the help of Greymane, I'm gonna give it to the blue team. They were actually able to chunk the Immortal down pretty severely as well, but the red team is still in the lead on it. And let's not forget, these camps, look at that top lane. This has to be dealt with. They can't just simply let this one ride through the top of the map.
No one's there at the moment. Also, again, I want to actually thank you for streaming this, because speaking of internet issues, I've been having a lot. I'm streaming basically every day, but I definitely respect that as an issue. Also, Ultralisk says his level 4 was a misclick.
Okay, that's actually something that was a little bit weird. I mean, I talked about it earlier that we don't really see that a whole lot. But sustaining rounds are always a bit of a weird one. It usually indicates that you're not really trusting your support here. So him brain farting a bit and misclicking, that makes a whole lot of sense. Let's be honest, it could be worse. Misclicking the level 4 is annoying. You're losing quite a bit of the survivability and what you really want to have, but it's not like you accidentally pick on level 16 debilitation on the Nubarak. So yeah, at least there's that.
Shots coming in. X-Ray making the most of those Iron Fists, gets a big chunk of damage onto the Immortal. They're still going to try and brace this. Bloodlust is available, and you can see Khaldor positioning himself as such. But like you said, they have to react to this. Sammy's finally going to be sent down to clear this. Thrall, not the fastest wave clear, but he will get it eventually.
Yeah, and he's starting to play right now, moving in, but of course allows for the Immortal aggression. Good stun against Jimmy though, and Leo's already down. The Sanctification saves the ass of Feel the Heat for a moment. Greymane is killed, and they're turning it with the 7-sided strike, and the attempt to drop Lauber, and Johanna dies.
That Archon just absolutely destroyed, and Karazim picked up 3 kills there. Ultralisk on the way out, Ray with the dash, keeping him alive, and they're able to get out in a 1-for-3. They still might look for more here. They're looking for Sammy. X-Ray is very low, scoots away, no Zap Lightning. That was a strange entomb, but got it.
Yeah, got it. And, well, they're actually trying to go for Sorangota too. I don't think they're going to get the Dragon, but they're definitely going to get the Immortal now.
Absolutely, they will race that down. Dino going to be the one left to deal with this. Finally, Ultralisk will return there. And with that Exterminator, they will blast through that. And that's going to be a pretty high shield, about a 60% shield Immortal there.
And that's going to march towards the keep. The only saving grace for them is it's still a little bit early in the game, but they lost 2 forts earlier, so now the keep is next on the agenda, and with this push and everything that they've done so far, that can definitely hurt. Now, Blessed Shield is still up on the other side, but let's see how that's going to pan out now.
Deathwing in ranged mode, trying to siege back from behind the towers. Doesn't want to take the risk. Big stun there from Johanna. 7-sided uses a safety tool, and X-Ray has to dash away. Entomb is there the follow-up. Simon's going to eat a little bit of damage, but not much. Deathwing with the lava pool, able to zone them away.
13 seconds for the Sanctification. Getting that would be fantastic. The level 16 talent is also about to drop, so that would be fantastic too. They're trying to make the play right now with 16. Mithril Mace is in. Ultralisk, though, in trouble. He's trying to get this way out, but he can't. And now they might lose another one, but Karazim jumps out.
They're still staying. They're still staying. Looking to try and fight this. Lauber is delaying because they want to try and distract and give this Immortal time to damage the keep. Unable to finish the job, though. Leoric ghosts out, slows from die now, and that will allow everyone else to escape.
They did a really good job with it too. Level 16 Executor's Will for Tacita is our next talent. Also have the Echo of Heaven, and they're still trying to trap here. And they go for the Quick Entomb. Swampgoda gets attacked on him. Holy cow, he lost nearly all of his HP there. The 7-sided as a follow-up together with the Drain really batted his hit point pool.
Force Wall was dropped, but it was on the wrong side of it. There's the Sag looking for the turnaround, looking for Ty, and they will try and focus him down. The Earthquake's good though. Sammy Ty on the way out. Wit caught in the Earthquake, and there is no more chase left. They're still going to try though. Swift Retribution. No more Entomb. Sam beats the target. Deathwing from over the wall. Is this going to be an oven for the enemy team? Grutzau survives the Tyrion.
Yeah, survives the Tyrion explosion, but finally they took Thrall down, so that was long-term coming. And oh my god, the value of the Paint and Rat here, the 16 talent, keeping Jimmy alive and taking Jojo down. What a fantastic setup again, with 11 kills against 7. The wall for Tacita, Greymane! Nah, he goes down.
He tried to get out. He's gone for Oracle for Executor's Will, by the way, giving him some extra spell power and immediate full beam charge. That's the main damage output here. As X-Ray picks up another kill and another. X-Ray, I think, might have the most kills.
Team wipe.
Does X-Ray have the most kills in this game?
Yeah, he does by now. The insane thing to me is really just the way that they are brawling for the last 5 minutes without a moment of hesitation. And the funny thing is that X-Ray is also the only one that hasn't died yet. So not only does he have the most kills, he has 0 deaths. The only player in this game so far.
He has the same amount of kills than the entire rest of his team combined, and then add another 2.
Yeah, I mean, he was the finisher. They soften everything up, and then he has the mobility to jump in and take them down one at a time. There's a 50% already. Halftime sure is 1. They need to defend the bot lane, of course, because the keep is exposed, and the Camp and Catapult now make it in. And Jimmy is taking aim. He's trying to go for the remaining hit points on the Immortal, and 100% shield? That would murder top lane. And it does.
Oh, yes.
If they survive here, as Lauber and his team are looking to see if they can maybe lock some... Oh my god, if they even lose a hero, that would be worse. Oh god.
Bloodlust is dropped. They're going to try and take it. Sanctification shut down. Khaldor going to just be absolutely deleted. Wit's going to back up the great Molten Breath, though. Deathwing with the turn, just absolutely saving his team's ass. But in the meantime, Blade has been left uncontested. It's a ghost chasing a dragon, and they're going to try and take him out.
And Karazim took another 2 down, so they turned it from 1 loss on their side to a 2 for 1, and now it's 4 heroes down again. Immortal is already murdering the keep at the top, but they're gonna go for Swampgoda here, and he will fall to Deathwing once again, turns into Deathwing as they wipe the blue team off the map, and the Immortal is going to get that keep up here. Easy peasy. The rest of the red team moving to the bottom of the map now. They want to make sure that the second keep falls to 19 kills against 11. We are 16 minutes in, and we have 30 kills in total.
They don't want to take the risk of rushing the core. Rhaegar's already back up. Greymane just spawned. Johanna's about to spawn. It would be a 3v3 at minimum. They don't take the risk. They make sure that they will have catapults if this push fails. The Entomb was dropped. Greymane focusing onto that Immortal. Down goes Rhaegar to Leoric. Mithril Mace chunks, bro. And yeah, that's going to do it. Game number 1 is going to go over. The Immortal will finish the core no matter what. As Feel Their Heat are going to take game number 1.
Game number 2, a bit of a brawl on the first map. I mean, damn, that was a pretty kill-heavy game. And Leo ended with 70,000 damage, top damage in the game, because he was draining Deathwing all game long. And of course we had Mr. Player Killer number 1, good old X-Ray on the side of Feel the Heat, just getting kill after kill after kill after kill with his Karazim as we're heading now into Volskaya Foundry. Best of 5 series, map number 2. And yeah, I'm a little bit hyped because Feel the Heat seems, I don't want to say unstoppable, but they seem to be on a roll for sure.
Looking good so far. Second time we are seeing Lauber's Fanboys in first pick scenario, but it didn't work out so well for him last time. But still, the respect band, we see Maiev getting removed.
Yeah, Maiev out. It's the Ultralisk respect ban at this point. Ana gets banned as well.
Ana.
Even without Banana, we have the ban against Ana.
Even, it's not Rhaegar, but it's still good. The anti-heal just hurts.
And not only that, the nano boost on any kind of mage is just annoying as hell. If you have a Li Ming with a nano boost, then it's a bad day.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. But with the remaining bans, first of all, the question is, of course, what's happening with Azul? And another map where we should see him banned out. Of course, if he gets banned by Feel the Heat, because I'm pretty sure that Lauber, they would love to play him again. But let's see if they can actually make it happen.
I just realized we've lost our Rhaegar 100% win rate too.
Good point, yeah. We definitely did.
No one is good. Hooray!
But at the same time, Tassadar won another one, so he increased his win rate significantly.
It's true. I think he's 3-1.
I think so, yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so Zul'Ban, as expected. And now Rhaegar is the first pick. Zarya is still up too, so there are actually a couple of options. The Zarya setup is very powerful on Vodskaya Foundry.
Oh, yes. We're starting off with the Rhaegar. Like you said, though, we could end up seeing Zarya Greymane. We saw that as an opener in one of the previous games, and it did very well.
I would be a little bit pissed if I'm Illidan and I see that Rhaegar skin with him having the blindfold on. And it's like, dude, that's my thing. Come up with your own thing.
You making fun of me?
Huh?
It just comes in, you making fun of me? And there's Leoric, picked up early ones again, and Johanna. Very similar to last time.
Okay. Wave clear. Massive amount of it. You confused me a lot with that last statement. I was just like, is he talking to me? And then I was just like, okay, he's making the Illidan impersonation. Took me a little bit longer. It's been a long weekend, but yeah.
It has. That is definitely fair.
It's just like, you know, Rhaegar comes in and he never really got any girls and he just looks to the successful heroes over their nexus. And I mean, if Illidan isn't a player, then I don't know who is. So he's like, hey, the blindfold seems to be working for him. I'm going to try that too.
Okay, I see where you're going with this, but I'm going to argue Illidan is not successful with the ladies. For starters, he went for Tyrande and failed miserably because he ate a demon. And second, the only girl who actually follows him around wants to kill him.
Okay, here's the thing. I have no fucking idea about World of Warcraft, though. That's point number one. Point number two, if girls don't go for the bad boy, then my entire life has been a lie. So Illidan definitely is able to pick up chicks if he goes to an actual club. That the man chooses not to might indicate that he's not into them, but that's a different story.
My
logic here is flawless, okay?
I'm not so sure, but...
And ladies and gentlemen, this is how you found out that Illidan is gay.
That's again! Hooray!
Finally, we have Vala again. We see Mal'Ganis. That actually, I haven't seen that phase in a long time. He was standard for such a long time, and all of a sudden, he just dropped off. But Tassadar is played again. Dino seems to start to really like Tassadar. That's the third time, I believe, that he plays him in this tournament. And we get Greymane together with that. Yeah.
Also, quick point on what you said earlier. Illidan is not gay. He's bi because he swings both glaives. Murky!
Okay. I like it. The wordplay. And Svampgrota with his Murky. His Murky got banned out against him in the in-house tournament, and he played it once, and it is terrifying. So Murky, Mephisto... This is gonna be good.
Certainly a draft. Oh man.
Let's go, boys. Vodskaya Foundry. We're talking about frogs, we're talking about wolves, about gay Illidans and Tassadars. Let's jump into game number 2 of the best of 5 grand final. Game on, boys and girls. The frog in the bubble has joined the Nexus. Svampgrota on Murky, Rutzo Mephisto, and Lauber for Mal'Ganis for the blue team. Ty on Vala and Gulnar on Rhaegar. On the right side of the map, Feel the Heat with Extra and Malfurion, Ultralisk on Greymane, Wit on Johanna. The team's in the lead with the 1-0 in this best of 5. Dino again on Tassadar, and Blade on Leoric. And here's the big question, Tetcher. What is more terrifying than a Murky? I'm going to help you out there. A bloodlusted Murky. So, it's for all the slime right now, my friend.
Oh yes, I am excited. Although hiding level 1 finally gonna pick up the fish eye, which there can be 2 stealths technically on this team, but in any ways it's going to give them vision over the objective, which means they're going to have a bit more control over it, especially for someone like Mephisto, who can give all that harass.
And we're going to see a lot of slime time for him. Down here, they already rotate. Murky coming in. Tassada, by the way, also now falling back into the build that we've seen on the last map. So going straight up again into the static charge.
Stacking that up again, it worked very well in the last game and was dropping some really solid damage in that Archon mode. Also, this new skin is cool as hell.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's really, really good.
X-Ray stays alive, turns it onto Lauber. For the new slow animation, a little bit unlucky there, unable to land it.
Okay, meantime, Murky is already sitting at the bottom. Of course, now that the 1 minute mark has passed, the teams are starting to go for items. On the left side, that's what we're going to get now with Ty trying to lock that in. Over to the right, the same thing with Greymane. Especially with the setup here for Bloodlust, it's going to be quite nice to see how much Vala can do with that later on, especially after she gets her Manticore and the Farflight Quiver. It's also kind of interesting to actually see Rutsu on Mephisto going up against the red team here, because normally who we see on Mephisto the most is definitely Mugger. So he's the one that the hero gets banned out against, but there's a few more players that have now started to play him on certain maps after Mappe has just shown how impactful he can be.
Sending out the Lightning. Who's going to try and contest the point? Wit might be able to move forward. We have Blade as well. He's going to be the one to try and hold the point for the moment. Good force wall, but they aren't able to kill the support camp quick enough, but they're able to zone well enough even without the force wall.
Yeah, still looking for the first kill here. We have level 4 talents for both. And as expected, the prime time slime time for the Merc Master and the multi-shot build for Vala. Yeah, so Svamgrotta is going to be a nuisance throughout the entire game, but I gotta admit that even though I've seen his Merc already a few times, I have yet to see the Bloodlusted version of it, and that kind of terrifies me.
I'm just waiting for the Leoric versus Murky 1v1 with the Bloodlusted Murky just eats the skeleton.
Yeah, honestly, what's more terrifying with Murky is actually even a nano boost.
Yeah, oh yeah, with the full Q build you could absolutely body, but once you have that auto-attack slime talent later on with Murky, that attack speed is going to just wreck everyone in your way.
Yeah, definitely. So, level 6 on both sides, objective coming up. And here you go. I wait for the level 10 as well. I mean, there's a lot of combos that you can actually pull off with that. But let's have a bit of a look who's actually walking away with the first protector here. That's the bigger question, at least for now. Top side gets defended. The entire blue team has moved up to help out there. Okay, the wall is in, but nice juke on the damage. Murky at the bottom of the map. They will have to react to it to make sure that he doesn't push into the fort over here, but now that the top lane has been defended, they're starting to push them back again. The rotation towards the top hasn't really seen any success yet, but that allows the blue team, after they get their level 7 as well, to push into the middle now.
We're holding the line for the moment, as level 7 is finally hit. As you say, we see that cleanse, of course, and there it is. The Black Lagoon, Slime Radius. Really going for that team fight style. Once you have those auto attacks, it's going to be a lot of AoE damage. Combine that with the healing on ability damage later on, and Murky chunks.
Yeah, definitely does, but the blue team needs to fight over the objective now. So they actually waited a long time trying to fight values somewhere else on the map, and have really slowed this down a bit, but now they are finally moving into the objective. There's of course now 2 additional items on the map, and both teams are moving in for it right away, but we have 81 points already on their side. And let's see what they can pull off with this. This could still be a really, really good setup here for the Fanboys, but feel the heat. They want to take the first one down, and with the lead that they have in the series, building up more momentum would be great, but they have to control Murky, and the question is, can they? They're definitely going to try.
Lauber on the point, but he's taking a little bit of damage. Valor isn't really in position, and Murky is not here if they want to contest this. Up to 84%. They're going to have to move in quickly if they do want to contest this, but it's starting to look like they might let this go.
Yeah, more and more like it, actually. And here we go. So the first protector is taken. Seem to be totally fine with it. And that leaves the question, how much damage can they do? I mean, how much damage are we actually going to end up with against structures? Objectives normally don't do as much work anymore early on, but level 10 abilities will become important. if they drop well, they're pretty much an even experience. I don't really think that's going to be a lead no matter what they do with this right now. But they would, of course, at least like to take the fort down or the fountain. But right now, doesn't really seem they're going to be able to do a whole lot. Look at the 8 points. It's down to 30.
They take the shield off the fountain and nearly kill a tower. A successful push. Finally going to move forward. They'll finish off the tower at least. But yeah, the fountain, not even close. Die now is having a bad time. Oh, never mind. There's level 10. Archon for the shield. Can he make it? Tranquility, but no. Sammy with the damage.
Good kill. Really good kill right now. But they're trying to go for the counter, and that's a different story. Mal'Ganis might be in trouble as everybody starts rotating for that. There's the Bloodlust and the Strafe. Greymane is down. The items get immediately dropped as Malfurion also bites the dust. And with Wit just exploding, that means 4 kills against 0. But Lauber gets locked into the tower range, and thanks to all the armor reduction, Blade is able to solidify the kill.
Meantime, though, Murky, who's not been getting stacks because he hasn't joined the fight, but he is continuing to push bot lane. He's marched the Murlocs, yet to use it yet. But it is available in case there is more contention over that next objective up in top lane. But for now, he's just trying to give his team a big XP lead. And as such, his team almost has a full XP lead with those extra kills and the extra soak.
Yeah, damage output, 18,000 for now for Vala, so by far the top damage dealer for the team. Doubling the damage output of Greymane, who holds the top numbers for Feel the Heat in this series.
It'll be pretty good as it turns out. The joy of this multi-shot build, it really does just absolutely destroy if you're able to keep the Valor alive, because she is made of paper.
Yeah. Now, I mean, again, the Murky factor and everything that we're seeing right now, Lauber's team is super annoying. But Feel the Heat has some solid setups here. A good Entomb, a good Blessed Shield. There's a lot that they can do with that, but that quad kill topside was a huge setback for Feel the Heat. And recovering from that is not going to be easy. They're also falling behind in talents, just saying, what a wall, what an ult, oh my god, what the hell? They get the kill against Rhaegar, and they're trying for Lauber, but damn, that quickly escalated.
Spamgrotta is also here. He has left now. Doris of Hate was used there, but it was unable to land it. It was dodged effectively, so no lockdown there. The March of the Murlocs, they're attempting to combo those two together, but instead it was just a quick blow up onto Rhaegar.
Yeah, level 13 talents give us now the fish tank. Interesting enough, the Tempered by Discipline. So obviously we still expect Manticore and Farfetch'd Quiver to be taken on level 16 and 20, simply because we have Bloodlust in play. Topside pressure now, wave clear easy on the side of Johanna, so Wit is going for that. They still hold the healing beacon, blue team that is, so Vala currently has that under their control. And Dino is still stacking his level 1 with 32 stacks on Tassadar.
He just half-healthed Vala. That is how absolutely terrifying this Tassadar can be. He's got feedback now as well. There's the Entomb, not even landing it, but still able to get Lauber there, just with the Entomb preventing him from making it to his base even. Leoric forced to Wraith walk away. He took a little bit of damage.
IQ 200 play right here from Blade. Why try to hit the hero if you can just simply zone him out completely and accomplish the same goal? Great route though. Nicely done by Malfurion, trying to lock Mephisto down. So they can't get a follow-up kill, but that first one against Mal'Ganis already gives them control, and Tassadar takes the opportunity to get the first few percentage points on the top with Wit taking over for him. So they're sitting at 22. That allows Dino to go in and drop the range damage, and Malfurion is now holding the point in the top right corner, whereas everybody is making their play for the fountain, and this one is down, but Wit, did he overstay? Nah, he gets out.
Boost. Not a speed boost, sorry, but just the Iron Skin, able to walk away. Murky, by the way, up to 10 stacks of Slime Time. We have 7 of the Wizard Duelist for Greymane, and die now 36 bonus damage on that level 1.
Yeah, everybody else starts to rotate to the camp, but it might be a little bit too late to make the play there. And they go for Vala. What an Entomb again, and Vala is down. Tassadar taking the kill. Already we have the Murlocs activated again, and the healing beacon on the ground. Blade will fall here. But it's just a trade, Leo for Vala, and that's a positive trade for them. But can they get the second kill? Indeed they can, but Rhaegar falls after Tassadar gets eliminated.
Dino tried to tank through with that extra shield he's got from his level 4 talent, but there were too many Murlocs on him, and he gets taken out. Lauber scoots himself to freedom, but that's still a 2 for 2 here.
And they're gonna get the Protector again. They have 94% already. And I highly doubt that with the few remaining HP that are left to Mal'Ganis, he's gonna make a play for it. So this is gonna be another one. Murky goes down 2. The Frog is dead. The Protector is taken. And where are we gonna see that one go? They try to make the play for the top 4. Take that down first. And I assume the rotation towards the middle will follow shortly afterwards.
It's time, though. Toxic build-up for the Murky. He is now ready to wombo with that Bloodlust. And of course, we have the Manticore, as you called earlier. But Murky, second he finishes those stacks, but even now, he is going to be a menace to anyone in his way.
Wall is down. Do they go onto the bottom of the map, prepare for objective number 3, or is it the mid lane where they attempt to take the fort down? Again, objective 3 unlikely to take the game anyway, so you might already prepare for objective number 4 by simply taking the middle out. That's gonna happen eventually anyways. Tassadar is at least pushing the bot lane partly, trying to destroy a few of the towers here, but Murky's fighting back as much as possible. Alright, egg control, this one's down, and Svamgrotta has to get the hell out of there immediately.
Taking quite a bit of damage. It is percentage damage for Dyna with that thermal lance. Of course, not as effective against Murky, but damage is damage. Just short of Lauber, because this is scary for Lauber now, getting hit by this Q.
Yeah, and the wall is about to fall too. First tower down. Blessed shield missing. Ah, that was unfortunate. If Johanna connects it, they might have a chance for a kill. But now it's item time again. And it's even experience. It's really the structures, as so often, that separate the two teams now. On items and kills, we have a fairly close game between the two of them.
Yeah, they're holding it together. Even with the 1-4 lead, this is still anyone's game. This is still absolutely winnable by the side of Lauber's Fanboys. They're going to wrap around the safe rotation to make their way into this bottom lane to help Sammy defend. And they'll clean that up. They do lose the tower, but the fort is safe. It is sustained, and they do still have the fountain, more importantly.
Dino defending the top. Camps, of course, taken again. Svamgrotta the first to lock it in. Red team still has access to it, so Feel the Heat can time it a bit later. Next objective should be an even fight. I mean, there's still forts and towers down at the bottom of the map. You might have taken the wall, but as long as you don't take the fountain down, there's still the opportunity for you to tap off and maybe even pre-tap at the entire setup. Hasn't been announced yet either. With even experience, I'd say there's not going to be a level 20 advantage for either one of these teams, unless of course someone face checks the bush here. But instead, the attack and the flank, and Blessed Shield is back. That's the opportunity right here. Blessed Shield is in, there's the bullet. They try to go for Lauber, but I think they might have been a little bit too quick on the execution.
Rutzau got his Durance put on the 10-second cooldown. It's about to come back up, though, as he was pinged by the Blessed Shield, which does mean he has it available for this fight. Everything is available except for the bats now for Lauber's Fanboys. Quite a few heroics burned with the Blessed Shield and the Tranquility down, though. Suddenly Feel the Heat have a little bit of a worse potential fight, so they're just going to have to wait this out until the objective spawns.
Yeah, moving.
Oh,
the slime, and Dino is down. They want the counter kill, and they cannot get it. Well, they get it against Murky, but that only helps you so much. Here comes the setup again with Bloodlust being used, and the follow-up kill against Leo.
Durance dropped there. Rutzau able to escape. Svamgrotta, he's back for more. He's eyeing up that Malfurion, and Malfurion decides he wants to leave, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, so now, nearly level 20. Those kills were important. They were really good. I mean, taking Tassadar down, taking Leo down. That's a great start. Both of them still dead for, well, maybe half a minute. So we'll have the setup at the bottom of the map. If there's, oh my god, if there's a follow-up kill right now, a staggered death, that would be horrifying.
Blessed Shield was dodged. Lauber is low. They drop the healing pulse to try and tank this. Lauber's taking a lot of damage. Murky is in the backline trying to chase down X-Ray. X-Ray dropped very low. One more auto for one more slime. Cannot catch. And Durance dropped again. Full cooldown now. As the Entomb is dropped, they try and turn this onto Khaldor, who gets over the wall with his Feral Lunge to escape the Entomb.
Tempted still trying to take that fight. Holy hell. A little bit more of a slow is coming in. Murky is now rotating bot side to start the objective up. But that fight got scary quickly. Gladiator's Washout is now in, and more importantly, the Farfly Quiver for Vala together with the Manticore and the Bloodlust. That's going to be a huge boost in damage. And the big tuna Kahuna is in the house.
Murky's a chonker now. He is ready to tank through, which means he's going to get more value out of this fish tank. Gives them a lot more time to get this healing out. Less chance of getting immediately burst down. Good damage coming out from Kukutzao, but Ultralisk, he's ready to hard engage, which is forcing Lauber to back out for the moment. Sammy is not in a good position here. Ty needs to find a way out.
Greymane with another bullet has 57,000 damage already. Tassadar this time only on 21,000, less than Jojo in this game. But with 11-20 talents now, maybe an opportunity, 85% already, but they need kills. It's going to come down to the team fight. Right now, with level 20, we have, of course, again, the Twilight Archon over here. Trying to set that up, plus the Buried Alive. They need a good Entomb from Leo.
Lauber's getting zoned away. There is the Entomb. It's on Vala. Perfect target. Durance comes out, but Bloodlust. Vala doesn't care. She's just going to try and tank this. They push forward. Murky dropped very low, but is able to escape as we see Ruxao going to finish off. Murky goes down. They're able to pick up the Tassadar easily. Lauber backs away. Leoric, he's trying to Ominous Wraith to buy them time, but they have no way to turn this round. They're still going to look for it, though. If Greymane can find a weak member, but no one's even low. The healing from Rhaegar is spectacular as we see Johanna drop.
Yeah, it's really just like Vala. Vala is getting so much damage out as long as they can keep her alive. You have first of all Mephisto, who is also a huge damage potential in every single team fight when he drops the lightning over here. And then the targeted damage from Vala just after that to clean house and finish the kills off. It's actually really, really good what they're setting up here. 10 kills against 5. They struggled in the early mid game, but now we have the Fanboys on the way. I don't want to say victory just yet, but they are looking better and better by the minute. Doubling the kills of their opponent, moving through the bottom of the map like hot butter through cheese, going straight away through that wall and straight for the keep.
Hot butter, okay. And we're going to see them focusing down the keep.
Know your meme, Tetcher. Know your meme.
They're able to take down the keep. Looks like they might try to push even further here. If they don't end, they can at least maybe get some off the core. The Murlocs has been dropped. Entomb used, and Murky just kills his way out. Sammy gets high-fived by 3 hands at once, but with the Protector and Sammy full Valor damage, that's gonna be game. Game number 2 goes over to Lauber's Fanboys, bringing us to 1-1.
Game number 3, the tie in the series, ladies and gentlemen. Towers of Doom is the map as we're heading in. Murky with a 100% win rate now in this tournament, just saying. Whereas Tassadar has again gotten a bit of a beating.
Yeah, struggled a little bit. Tried to go for the Archon once again. Much less successful this time. But, so we've seen multiple Tassadar builds throughout today, and so far, the Black Hole has had slightly more success, but the first Archon build we saw was more dominant.
True, definitely true. Now, Towers of Doom with the bans, Zarya gets banned out. I mean, the 4-man you can set up with her is just a bit too powerful. Medivh also getting banned, no quick rotations, no sneaky portal plays, and that leaves a lot of heroes open that you usually see banned there. Will Rhaegar get picked or banned?
Medivh, Zarya, classic protection style heroes removed. Rhaegar, if Rhaegar doesn't get banned out, then he will likely get picked first. If not, there's still quite a few high priority heroes.
Ana,
Greymane, Johanna, Deathwing, Ana.
Yep,
there it is.
X-Ray with the immediate Ana lock-in, Rhaegar banned out, and now the question what Lauber and his boys are going to go for. This is a potential Zeratul map, by the way, for the Fanboys. Actually, for both, if you think about it. Again, it's once more Ty going up against Dino, so there's definitely a chance that Zeratul makes it in. But first, we have Swamp once more, and Greymane. Alright.
Johanna Leoric, next 2 picks. If I had to guess. Because we need the Leoric for the Deathwing, seems to just be the standard pick these days, and they seem to like that combo in particular.
Do we finally get the nano-boosted Li Ming, by the way?
Ooh, didn't think of that. Tyrael, okay, no Johanna. And there's Leoric.
Leo is in again. Getting all that trade value. Ah. I mean, that's actually a lot of trade value for both of them.
That's true. Ooh. Go team trait. Who else do we need? We need Murky.
Yeah.
Team we need Junkrat. Okay, so we need Junkrat, we need Murky, and then who else? Who's the last one? Oh no, wait, that's everyone. That's the team.
Okay, the Ultralisk Respect ban is in again.
Yep.
I like that they're
Respect it.
consistent with it.
Yeah, it snuck through. Managed to make it to tier 2 bans. We're going to see the ETC removed because, yeah, ETC plus Deathwing equals very deadly wombo combo. So a sensible ban there.
Yeah.
With very little CC, they're a bit scared of the Mosh.
Okay, so what else? Now, for Lauber's Fanboys, we still need, of course, the main tank now too. It's actually kind of it's going to be funny to see what X-Ray is going to do here, because if they don't go into one of the majors, he has played on multiple maps now yesterday, Eye of Horrors, with quite a lot of success, I might add. So it's not that they have to go into the mage, but of course it pays off if you have a really good mage to carry from the back, like a Li Ming with a reset mechanic, and then can drop the nano boost on top of her. But they're not really forced into it, so they definitely have options. But given that we still have Jaina up, Li Ming up, and also even Chromie, I mean, there is a big chance that they're going to get one of them. But instead, we see Jimmy plus Tassadar, so they go for it again. Tassadar is in for, you said it right, the 3rd time in a row now.
They really seem to believe in it. Feel the heat, bring in the lightning. Tassadar, new and improved, allowed in the cup because I said so. It's cool to see. We'll see if they stick with the same build. He does have percentage damage. We saw it used last game, so maybe they'll just go for the same build and get more value of it this time.
Tales of Doom. There it is. Ooh. Yes, there's Zeratul pick. Okay, I like that. So Zeratul comes in.
He still had Oracle.
Yeah, and we have now the 3rd game in the best of 5. One team is going to take the lead, and we're going to find out on Towers of Doom which team that is. So let's jump in. Game on, ladies! The Fangirls on the left side with Lauber on Mal'Ganis, Tai on Zeratul, Galgul on Malfurion, Swarmgrotta on Deathwing, and last but not least, Rorzo playing Greymane in game number 3. And over to the right side of the map, Feel the Heat with X-Ray on Ana, Wit on Tyrael, we have Dino and Tassadar, Ultralisk on Reyna, and Blade on Leoric.
Starting off talent-wise, Exterminator once again. Zeratul bringing out that extra cooldown reduction with the Shadow Hunter. Wants those extra blinks for that extra damage increase. Tassadar yet to pick his level 1 this time. Are we going to go with the Storm for the extra mana in lane? Or are we going to go with that extra Q? Yes, we are. We're sticking with the Q style, which again will combo a little bit more effectively late game with that percentage damage at level 16.
Yeah, no brawl in the middle this time either. The hero's already spreading out onto the lane. Over here, X-Ray, careful. Doesn't want to go up against the dragon just yet. The rotation is there and it's an aggressive one. They go for Tassadar and that is a kill. Dino is pulling a Houdini. 1 second he's here and the next one he's gone. And that's kill number 1 in this game.
He force-walled himself away from his base, and then Tyrael came in and boosted him while he was rooted. So they successfully countered themselves a little bit there.
I mean, you have to appreciate that not any team, but every team can actually make that happen, so...
It's true. Very true. The only other character who could usually kill themselves is Chen.
And he's really good at it.
Oh.
The amount of comments that I actually get on YouTube are like, oh, lol, Chen killed himself? Hello? It's like, yeah, try to keep up. Okay, camps taken, pumpkins on the map, and again, the same build that Stormgrotta has not been using for quite some time. Molten Blood on level 1 to kick things off with. We have 2 versus 2, top side. Jimmy going up against Zeratul at the top lane. The 1 versus 1 battle. Right now, he can still dominate that thanks to the range. Once that we have more mobility on Zeratul, the situation is going to change very quickly.
Bot lane. Trying to push forward, trying to get their sappers in, and... well, one takes the long way round, but all of them make it.
Let's go. Let's see actually what they can actually pull off here. Leo is again just mirroring Deathwing. Leo is pretty much moving onto Deathwing's lane whenever he can. Trying to make that play. And right now, there is another talent for both teams as they're starting to make their picks. Okay, Lauber down here needs to also be careful as he goes up against Wit, and Tyrael is trying to find any kind of opening with the wall coming up there, attempting to take Greymane down, but with Deathwing rotating in, that isn't happening anytime soon.
Leoric grabs the sappers up in the top lane. Rain are going to keep pushing in with them. Sammy saw it happening, didn't want to take the 1v1, didn't want to take the 2v1, just let it happen, but he is going to try and blow up Ultralisk with Rutsu coming in here. Good knockback. The slow is there, but Rutsu can't keep up. It's close, but no.
That was
No
a really good penetrating round. If he doesn't connect that one properly, then they are toast.
Yeah, Grayman gets on him, finishes the damage, and Zeratul finishes with that last engage with the Vorpal Blade there, but nope, able to avoid it with the great penetrating round.
Yeah, no, that could have been really difficult for them to deal with, because they're just around the objective, so when a hero dies at that moment, then you're gonna lose the initial momentum. Now it's a top left, top right exchange, as we usually see between Leo and Zeratul in this case, and the fight down here over the objective itself, or the third one, so far so good. Who's taking Lily? That's the question. X-Ray also sitting a little bit farther back from the rest of the team, practicing social distancing. Makes total sense since Ana is also in the high-risk group. So with 1 kill against 0, the attempt to finally lock in those additional 4 shots.
Guy now trying to keep his energy up so he can keep that shield, keep himself protected, and also continue to stack his level 1. Landing some autos. Lauber's running it down though. Force one right before he sleeps. Dana gonna try and focus down Lauber, but Lauber's creeping away. And it looks like, actually, oh, it's getting pretty close. Down there with the heals. Lauber? Lauber? The speed? One more W. Oh, no luck.
He was so close. It really looked like he could get away, but nope, it ain't happening. 7 versus 7 on the talent count. They're going in right now with a Skyfall on 7. Also, Deadwing, Deadwing, Deadwing! The mace to the face. Down he goes.
But it was an Eye of Horus, so I'm disappointed.
Yeah, but still, I mean, Skeleton King takes down Dragon. It's not really that bad of a story either.
That's true. That's fair. Who would, as I said before, who would win? Literal dragon or one bony boy? Apparently it's Mr. Doots. As we see, the Sapper's stolen away. Gonna wipe out this tower.
Okay, so with that, level 7 talents finally locked in the last few ones. There's the drain momentum, and still only a small kill advantage. But the 2 bell towers, the 2 altars against 1 definitely help. It's the bell tower control that at the end of the day is really going to matter here. And it feels like lately every single game that we're seeing on this map literally just comes down to those last few minutes when it's all about how much bell tower control can you actually establish, and then just trying to run that momentum. We've seen comebacks with 1 or 2 points on the core, so it matters, but at the same time what matters a lot more is how much control you can establish towards level 16 and level 20 on the map.
Agreed. They definitely need to get that map control as much as possible, which is why you'll oftentimes see teams dominating the bot lane. Level 10, a little bit further in, Ultralisk. I think him and Zeratul have been dueling a little bit and giving each other sass when the penetrating rounds have hit or not. Like, I don't know if you have chat on, but every time he's penetrating rounded Zeratul, there's been a question mark. And vice versa every time he misses.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'll grant them their fun, but as I said previously, once that we have the mobility on Tacit, I think that battle is going to be a very one-sided one. So here we have it already. There they go. And that's a kill. Yep. I mean, Greymane helped out a little bit. He actually stole the kill away, but still, that's exactly what I've been talking about. So with the rotation being a little bit more on the outside, that's just happened, and that's an easy free altar at the bottom of the map, and 4 shots fired to equalize the points on the core.
Deathwing going with Burn Beneath My Shadow at level 10 and getting the reset on the Cataclysm and that 80% periodic damage increase. Honestly, the most sensible map to do it on, because you can technically get unlimited resets.
Yeah, true. Also, for now, still waiting for Zeratul to pop off even more. I mean, he is done with his quest. We have 60 stacks, by the way, also on the level 1 for Tacita, so he's already doing better than he did on the previous map, and I think that's highly important here, considering that he just wants to get the additional damage out. His damage output is also pretty much top-notch on his team, at least. 10,000 ain't bad. Not quite on Greymane level, but the more he can stack together on level 1, the better it's going to be as the game continues, especially with him running again his level 10 Archon over here.
Absolutely, and again, as we already saw last game, he's got percentage damage late levels as well, which means he'll be very effective against Deathwing if he's able to do so. But now he's just going to try and stack off Deathwing. Big body equals big stacks Entomb, but Cataclysm, Entomb and Force Wall, and both do nothing.
Yeah, they couldn't get as much damage in because the talents are still missing. That's not only true for Tassadar, but it's also true for Blade, who of course is still weighing the options of what he should go here for level 13 and 16. With Deathwing on the side, it's always a bit of a weird decision to make, to be honest with you. I mean, you can go both styles. Damage reduction is great. Yeah. The problem is, can you catch Zeratul? If the answer is no, then the only real target that is still remaining that you might want to go for is Greymane. So if instead you're just chasing down the dragon, there's that.
That's true. Yeah, point well made. As for now, Blade is going to use that movement speed to chase down Svamgrotter a bit. Sanctification. Burned by just a Zeratul engage. Not ideal here. That's a long cooldown. Entomb used on Svamgrotter as the Orcs going to try and get the 1v1 as they try to force their way forward. Rutzau's very low. They chase through the fire of Svamgrotter and take him out.
Yeah, and here comes the immediate move with the nano boost on Tassadar, and he gets quite a bit of damage out regardless through the Archon. They drop Malfurion, and that's 4 kills against 2, an early level 13 talent, and they are aiming for that channel. Again, they're going to take the lead here. Deathwing a little bit too late on the interrupt. Bigger question, of course, is can they also push through the bottom of the map a bit in the attempt to secure themselves another bell tower.
Deathwing lands. Ready to try and defend again. We've got that feedback, that physical armor, and the extra slow for Tassadar. Will be very effective in that Archon. And again, percentage damage in the next talent tier. Deathwing doing what we've been seeing quite a bit here. Wicked Inferno combined with Infernus. Really trying to take those choke points and those hard engage and turn them into big team wipes.
Yeah, Zeratul still lurking around. I mean, it's going to be about really Zeratul again. We've seen it in some of the previous games, especially on Hanamura.
Oh no!
But here comes the trap, and Blade gets locked in by the Force Wall after he goes into the Entomb. They still get the kill, so it doesn't really matter too much. Looked funny for sure, though. He pretty much locked himself in.
Yeah, put a lid on the trash can and was taken out with it.
The janitor is now.
They're going to make their way to mid lane, going to see if they can catch out Sammy, but Zeratul is gone.
You do know why the janitor skin made it into the game, right? We talked about this.
I think so, but remind me.
Because they needed the janitor's closet for the remaining developers of the Heroes of the Storm team.
Fair, no, apparently I hadn't heard that one. Fair enough. We had not talked about that.
But you do know what Ophia has in her coffin, right? HGC
yeah,
in the hopes and dream of the esports scene.
I was aware of that. It's cool. Alrighty. Well, and now we have Tassadar. People thought in StarCraft 2 that Tassadar came back from the death like HGC might, but it turns out it was actually a Xel'Naga and not Tassadar at all. It was all lies.
And guys, if you don't think these jokes are funny, it's because they're actually true.
Yeah, they are jokes. Blade's gonna choose Sammy. Force him back. Dino trying to channel.
Blade is nearly dead. Next approach when the cooldowns are ready and he's gone.
Oh!
X-ray!
He's fucking X-raying the bushes, mate! Or with the map packs.
X-ray is just nuts.
Oh
well, 5 kills against 2. Still pretty even. No bell tower advantage. Deathwing at the bottom. Shots are fired over here. Everybody else moving down to the bottom of the map now. Trying to make the plays with the damage output on especially Tassadar. Now on 18,000. Again, he's falling behind Jimmy, but still. Greymane takes the cake here with the 30k that he brings to the table. Ooh, Leo, a lot of experience at the top that he actually gets. And that's a level 16 for them.
Easy swing, Neil Peasants, very quick wave clear. Like I said, that talent advantage gonna be good here. Sammy goes for it, regrets that decision immediately, but he does scout this boss attempt.
Yeah, he can't do anything about it though. They're trying to rotate in. I don't think that's gonna be in time. There's already the Raider, and they have Holy Ground, so Tyrael is taking this one easily.
Easy clear, very nicely done. Deathwing was in the sky, so he could have in theory landed, but they just don't take the risk. versus that Tyrael Sanctification and Holy Ground, it would have been very hard to fight onto that point. So like I said, they just let that go, and everyone rotates back into lanes, although mid lane is having a bit of trouble with the 4-man push, but they're still just trying to rotate.
Yeah, topside is still Zeratul going up against Leo. Down here, it's all about the setup. I mean, with this many tools, like, you have the... Oh, he actually soloed him. Damn. Blade gets taken down, so nicely done by Zeratul. Great job by him. Triple altar phase just coming up now, so that was good timing for that kill. Even though Leo should be back by the time. If he just gets a drain off against someone and is able to activate the Awesome's Renewal here, then he should be able to make that happen. But it's still 5 versus 3 kills, nearly even experience. But what I was about to say is there's so many tools now to really cordon off a hero. You have the wall, you have the entomb, so there's a lot of utility on this.
TAS not going for the percentage damage, going instead for the Executor's Will, that 15% spell power. Combine that with Nano Boost, he is going to chunk people in these fights.
Yeah, they try to take the top right. Careful, Jimmy against Zeratul, that's not going to go well for him in the long run. But they're fighting over 2 different altars now in the attempt to grab this one. One has already been channeled through, so the blue team has a bit of an advantage trying to fight for the position here.
Entomb onto Rutzau, but he gets out, finds the escape and avoids the force wall too. Deathwing sending in the meteors, they have to go to Sanctification. Lauber is going to bats to wait it out though.
24 against 20 on the course as we're fighting over every single point here. Ana is already retreating, trying to tap the fountain here, and does, but the channel attempt in the middle is happening as the blue team is pushing for it. Jimmy taking to the top right, so at least securing them one. Ana down, Zeratul moving in at the bottom of the map to take her apart, and that's just the strength of Tai on Zeratul. He can always jump into that backline and eliminate a target quickly, and that's what he's been doing here several times now. He got the one-on-one kill against Leo topside. He was able to take Ana down once more. Early, he baited out the early Sanctification with the jump onto the channel, and he's doing great. But they are still behind on core points, 16 to 20. But another kill comes in as Greymane delivers against Tyrael, and now with the momentum, they are able to claim the bottom bell tower.
It overextends there, takes a lot of damage. Sammy very nearly thinks about diving the death zone, stays there for a second, but doesn't drop the wombo onto Leoric. Doesn't want to take the risk of being hit by Ultralisk with that penetrating round. Instead, they're just going to keep it safe. Rutzau going to channel these in. Force Wall going to buy some time, though. They're going to try and clear them. One makes it in.
Two even. Yeah.
2 make it in.
18 against 16. They're starting to dominate this. They're really just doing so much pressure on lanes that in the middle you see 50% of this entire fort already gone, of the bell tower. And that's that late game momentum that we've been highlighting now several times. So all of a sudden, with Deathwing still protecting the bottom, the only real thing that can be done by Feel the Heat is winning a proper fight and taking a couple of heroes down so that they have momentum to reclaim those structures. And it doesn't really look like they're going to get this anytime soon.
They have to push into a multiple breath Deathwing with Conflagration, which we're seeing used right now. Wit gets melted, and he is forced to back up. Minion wave is cleared, but Ultralisk and Dino do get some damage in the meantime.
Yeah, they're trying. The problem is that Zeratul isn't even here. This is a 4-man defense. Yes, they're starting to do some solid work on the bell tower itself, but the longer they leave Zeratul alone, the more waves he's going to escort into the middle and maybe even claim another bell tower. Jumps in against Dino again, nearly takes him down, and by the time they react, Zeratul is long gone. They drop the Entomb, Tacita is dead, and Zeratul is going for the cleanup job and takes Jimmy apart.
The Conflagration in the perfect choke point there, spreading the fire, spreading the love, and spreading the kills. As we're going to see yet another win. Deathwing is literally dancing on the death zone right now. Malfurion is here, going to be able to capture one, but they're not even going to capture either of these points yet, either of these altars, because they're using the time to push in mid lane and guarantee that extra shot. That is going to be 12 shots onto the core, bringing the health of Feel the Heat down to 4. I can almost not count.
Which obviously means that, first of all, the boss is going to end the game. The bigger problem is if they take the bell tower top lane now, the game is pretty much over. And there's the kill!
Yeah!
Zeratul is just insane, seriously. Like, Tai and Dino, both of them are great on Zeratul. And Tai shows it off right here with kill after kill after kill after kill.
That's game. Leo can try and clear mid as fast as he can, but there's only so much they're going to be able to do here. They have Cataclysm. Shots already on the core. They're racing it. Actually, they might be able to do it. They will race this in with the help of Reyna.
Yeah, there is still 2 points left on the core. I mean, if they can come back from here, that would be crazy. But the boss is getting attacked, and it is looking very grim. Jimmy's already down, Tyrael falls, the explosion is there, and the shots are fired as we have the lead for the Fanboys in this series in the grand final against Feel the Heat. Game number 4, everybody. Theoretically, we're looking at the last map of this grand final here at the Don't Panic Cup. And that's advice that we can give the Feel the Heat right now. Don't panic, boys. You still can make it happen. 2 more maps and you're the champion. Tomb of the Spider Queen is the map. Lauber's Fanboys just took the lead on Towers of Boom. And now we're going into the Spider map. So, time for some drafting. And the big question, of course, is Zeratul let through? It's really, I mean, again, there's so many heroes you want to ban out. There is no way you can ban everything that poses a threat here.
Zul is one of the good ones, though. The push potential is absolutely insane, and it's a little bit more of an enclosed map, so those big fights are rough. Deathwing gets the respect ban this time, so he will be removed.
Maiev? Do they ban out Ultralisk, or is it something else? I mean, again, there's so much Rhaegar, Ana, and it's Rhaegar over Maiev, so we might actually see Maiev in this game. First pick? Ana?
I'd assume so.
I mean, Jojo is still great. You can go for Johanna here for wave clear. Leo would also still be solid, and they played him a lot. But I don't think that Leo is actually first pick material. He might be part of the first rotation a few times now. But even if you don't get him, you can still opt into Blaze, and there's so many other heroes.
Ooh.
That Junkrat, nice.
But unexpected first pick.
Okay. Let's go, baby. With Junkrat in for Dyna, it's tons of interrupt potential already. If you combo that off with, let's say, a Malfurion or with a Johanna, you have just so many interrupts against the channel on the turn-in that you can have a fantastic day against the opponent. Yeah, and talking about Johanna, there she is, and Ana gets picked with her, which we initially thought to be the first pick for Feel the Heat.
Very true, but instead, see it dropping in here. Going to be available for Lauber's Fanboys, but what do we see from Feel the Heat, who are now down in this series? Need to win this to even it up. Rexar and Tyrael makes the way in. Greymane has not been banned out. We might see that as the ban here to prevent the Tyrael-Greymane combo.
Talking about bans, another question is, are we going to see Tessera again? 3 times in a row. Lost the last 2.
Both currently available.
Yeah, lost the last 2, so they might actually just say at this point, okay, let's just stop that. Pick something else instead.
Black Hole plus Rocket Ride.
God, please no. What NA actually did for a while when they played Deathwing a lot was that they picked Rocket Ride against Deathwing because you were pretty much guaranteed that you hit the model. Deathwing is too fat and a bit slow there, so you can't properly escape. But it didn't really work as a reliable counter to him, so... But initially they actually played a lot with that. Tetcher is there like, I have to try that.
Shh. My Storm League opponents
don't tell them.
Zeratul does get the respect ban, will get removed this time. Li Ming's still available. We could see that Nano Li Ming or Nano Jaina, maybe. We were talking about it last game, but finally it might actually sneak its way in. Yeah,
I was about to say, Jaina could be played here. I mean, Maiev gets banned out, so we don't have that on either side. For me, the question is what Sprung Brother plays, and he could play another melee assassin for them. There's a Tessera pick, this time on the left side. Leo comes in together with it. Yeah, that's a good skin. It's the wrong tint, though. You need to go for the blue one, rock the full Ice Giant, and then go for something that floats. Or the money pick.
I dig it. I like that a lot. That sounds good.
He actually looks cool when you go for the blue carpet together, or doubloon. Ice Giant on the blue carpet or the doubloon looks pretty good on him.
I like the blue, like the blue Jotun skin that he has. The sort of the tree giant is really cool. Kerrigan,
nice,
very nice. That's a lot of burst.
Yeah. Ooh, that's what we talked about the entire time, guys. The longer game time and the potential that Nazeebo makes it back into a couple of games because you're more or less guaranteed to get to 20. Do you get the viral infection value? We're gonna find out. This is what we've been waiting for. This is something that I've been just jesting now for 3 days, and now we're gonna see if it's working. Tomb of Spider Queen, potentially the last map in the series. Let's jump straight into the next map of the grand final. Game number 4, the Fanboys with Galne Gulnar on Ana. We got Lauber and Johanna, Sammy on Nazeebo, and Swamgrotta on Leoric with Rozzo on Tassadar. And to the right side of the map, Dino on Junkrat. Feel the Heat is, well, they are behind. They need to win 2 in a row to crown themselves the champion. We have X-Ray on Deckard Kane, Blade on Rexa, and Ultralisk on Kerrigan, so he's really the one trying to bring the CC through, and he will be the one attempting to focus on Nazeebo and Ana, focus the heroes that have less escape possibilities than the rest of the team here. Now, of course, to empower that aggression that we're definitely going to see from the hero, we have another one in play that's going to be very important here, and that is Tyrael for his sanctification. And with that, we're jumping into game number 4 and the Thing of the Deep on level 1 for Nazeebo.
Cyan Fusion also coming in, good wave clear, always near minions, so maximum mana sustain, and it seems to be the key when we go for these more black hole focused builds. So I'm excited for the wombo combo potential that we can see from Lauber's Fanboys. Swamgrotta taking a lot of damage here. There's a bear in his face, which somehow sidesteps the Drain Hope. Yeah. It will force him to go down to that bottom lane a little wounded.
Yeah, he's able to go down to the bottom of the map, as you said, but the real fight is happening still in the middle as the teams are just brawling, at least for now, with a good lockdown against Tassadar, and that is the first kill. Nicely done here. Tyrael with the last hit, and Feel the Heat with the first blood.
Don't bully the Templar. He's just got reworked.
No. Bully him. He's a Protoss. Only a bullied Protoss is a good Protoss. I suffered enough at the hand of those fuckers in StarCraft 2 with their stupid cannon rushes and their A-move Colossus. They can suffer in Heroes of the Storm all day long. I don't care. I've been traumatized. Okay.
I mean, that's fair. I entered one StarCraft tournament and I was eliminated in the group stage by Bling, who 4-gated me. That was the one StarCraft tournament I entered.
Then never again. You're like, fuck that. I'm out.
I entered a free-for-all tournament where I rushed Mothership and died in 6 minutes. Okay. That's the only other thing I did professional StarCraft-wise. Sammy, grabbing stacks, clearing lanes, playing it safe, doesn't want to fall the same fate as Tassadar.
Also, by the way, went into the level 1 talent we saw in our first game with Tassadar today, so he went straight up into the Cyan Fusion over here. And got saved now, because I really thought that's the second kill against him. That little lockdown that we had in the corner looked for just a moment like it might be his demise.
Escaping this time, playing it safe. The wave clear on this team is pretty spectacular between Nazeebo and Tassadar, and Johanna, of course. Whereas Kerrigan going to be stacking on minions as best she can. Junkrat, fantastic wave clear on his own. They're not going to have too much trouble, but it's still a little slower.
I mean, one of the things, again, that the teams were talking about in yesterday's tournament is that they feel that in Tomb of the Spider Queen in particular, you have quite a bit of trouble getting real value out of the objectives, even in the late game when we're talking about the 4th and the 5th, and that the game goes 220 pretty much every single time. And with that in mind, a hero like Nazeebo makes a lot of sense. We've been talking about this. I've been talking about it yesterday. It's something that we've even seen in the past when on this map you played Asmodan sometimes for similar reasons, because you could come into that late game and you get a lot of stacks together. For Asmodan, that was because of the rotation between lanes. And what do we see here? We see Nazeebo rotating between the middle and the top with Johanna trying to get that wave clear. And after 3 minutes, we look at 52 stacks. That's a solid amount. So if it comes to that late game, the Viral Infection is going to do a whole lot of work. So the strategy here is very, very clear from the get-go.
Speaking of stacks as well, though, someone who's going to be able to stack pretty quickly and be stacked by the late game, Kerrigan, having no trouble rotating between lanes to collect all these minions, already up to 16 stacks on the sharpened blades. It's going to be very ready to take these engagements as well. Get stacked up very quickly.
Now, once again, of course, the plays on the right side. Lauber is zoning that as much as he can. Zebo going down top side. And we have the camp stolen away over here too. I mean, it's getting a little bit dicey because the camp is stolen. The Zebo went down. That's 2 kills against 0. Level 7 is in. Now we're going to look at a potential Webweaver invasion. And just generally speaking, if you want to get Zebo to 20, then you have to hold on to the early game at least a little bit longer. And the way that this is headed, it's starting to mount the pressure onto the mid lane in particular, but the team in general, because that's the first objective after 4 minutes for Feel the Heat.
Junkrat running in with Boom, Power, and Bogged down here. Now, this build did still exist before these tower reworks, but it actually has... Uh-oh, Sammy, no! Sammy, no! Sammy, yes?
Mistakes
Sammy,
were made, and he gets out. Calculated. How? I mean, just how? The Karrigan combo did miss. I guess that's how.
So yeah, this Junkrat build has got a lot more value these days because that cooldown reduction on the mines means more chance of knocking people into tower range, which is material, which is, of course, incredibly helpful for a great amount of pressure on the map and to pick people off.
Yeah. Defense at the top, down at the bottom. Svamgrotta has a lot of gems, needs to be very careful too. Karrigan still with the aggression here in the middle as she's trying to make the play. And here we have it. 9 against 8 on the level count. Lauber, careful, poop back, 27 gems, and he gets the Iron Skin in the last possible moment. Oh my god, if he would have died there with 29 gems in his hands, that would have been a disaster. Instead, Leo falls at the bottom of the map. That's honestly not much better. He has less gems, but thankfully Lauber is there to collect pretty much all of them. Yeah. 46 for him now.
Gems. 18 gems he just picked up there, so that was still quite a lot to drop, but like you said, Lauber does recollect them and means they will have enough for returning as they finish cleaning up the Webweavers. Mid lane, though, got pretty bodied, though.
Yeah. I mean, just generally speaking, the early level 10 could now also empower them to simply go straight up for a second turn. And that momentum that you can build up on this map is scary for them now. It's very scary. You need to be super careful at this point. Again, the idea is to reach the late game. You want to reach the late game. If you lose full control of the map, that's never going to happen. So a few counter kills would be great here. At least the level 10 for the defense is needed.
Tero has been preventing the counter turn-in to disallow any attempt at a comeback, so we now have these level 10s, these heroic Talonteers, with only a couple more gems needed for the turn-in. Here comes the Lornado, and it is denied by the Iron Skin. Ultralisk is sidestepped. Lauber is on the run. What a run here. He gets out.
Oh,
the mid-4 goes down.
The heal and the boars.
Get him, pig. Oh.
The little piggies in front of the door. Yeah, but we have a 4 destroyed, another one attacked at the bottom of the map. They still need level 10, they're still a level behind. So they are starting to recover slowly, but they are losing a lot on this map, and that is problematic. So Zebo is still at 100, so that's great for him. That's completing the thing of the deep, so that gives him a little bit of spell power on level 1. We see also now the falling sword again for Jojo. We had that previously. And honestly, in this case, it's going to help him to keep those gems in play because he has 52 now.
It's true, he's got to hold on to it. He's got to turn him in, but instead we do have the second turn in a row, making the most of that level 10 advantage. We continue to see Feel the Heat snowballing. This seems to be the theme. Every time they win a game, they seem to win it very convincingly.
Yeah, I mean, they're not there yet, but again, that snowball that you mentioned, it's going to be the biggest problem. So what can really help here? Let's talk about this for a second. What the snowball can really be stopped is if you're just holding on to the inner structures and you hold on to your gems. That's always the ticket back into the game. And so as long as they don't lose the gems they hold and are able to do a little bit of damage here, it's great. And just look at the damage output against Ultralisk. So Zebo is able to get a lot in here, and they're actually trying to jump in, but Lauber misses the connect. Now he himself gets attacked, hasn't used his trade yet, but will have to pop it soon. And of course there are Webweavers on the map that they need to defend against. Here comes Karrigan looking for the combo, locking Sammy in, and Zebo is dead. The gems are lost, and this onslaught is nearly unstoppable. Feel the Heat is definitely stepping it up and trying to crush the game before Zebo becomes a big factor here.
Very smart, the hyper-aggression early on, trying to make the most of it. We see the Ancient Blessings, they use the Lordnado to zone away, and they begin to burn it. Johanna takes the risk, moves in, black hole, but no follow-ups available. Tass drops everything, and they're doing a lot of damage. They get Rexar, and Tass and Johanna are alone, able to do the damage and finish it off. Sammy's now back, down goes Tyrael. Chrysalis is used, trying to finish off the keep, but the keep survives.
They are YOLOing it a bit too hard here. Again, these structures, this was a massive mistake. I get the idea behind it that you want to take that keep down, but they're YOLOing way too hard. I mean, oh my god, they're going to get it, but still, they're going to get wiped for this, so that's a little bit too much on the meme side. You can't go into those keeps anymore with the armor reduction that they provide and the extra damage.
Comeback XP, X-Ray dies as fast as possible. He knows he's not getting out, he can't afford to stagger his death too much. He kills himself onto that mid keep. But now there's enough for a turn-in. They have 89 gems. They grab a Bruiser Camp as well. They might even be able to time the Bruiser Camp as well, but they do need people to protect Lauber as he turns in. Instead, though, there's not going to be any contention. We're going to see the counter Bruiser Camp picked up by Feel the Heat.
I am a bit terrified of how this could go now. Of course, on structures, Lauber's fanboys are still way behind, and losing the keep at the bottom of the map is a big deal, since boss is topside. But if they get multiple turn-ins and can capitalize on the Web Weavers now, there is still potential for them to get back into this. So they just sacrificed the entire team just to get the bottom keep.
Yeah, and yes, that opens up the ability to end the game, which I think might be their plan, but they just lost so much XP, like you said. Sacrifice their lead. They are so confident in their ability to win another fight and go for core that they were willing to do such a thing. Already cleaning up one of the Web Weavers. Nazeebo's being zoned out completely in top lane. The only person really getting much value is Leoric in that bottom lane.
Yeah, bottom lane gets a little bit of it. That's definitely true. But Blade is still defending. The rest of the team still sitting tight. But experience, it has nearly been turned around. So in XP, they are fairly even now. The kill advantage goes even to the fanboys, just simply because they got so much out of the last engage, and now we have enough gems for a second turn, and if they are able to lock that one in, that momentum swing could very, very quickly start to Feel the Heat on the defensive. Right now they're waiting for 16 to take the lead again. But here comes the disengage, and Svamgrotta is the one that still holds most of the gems. 26 in his hands, he needs to get rid of them.
To be able to get to another turn, but they're getting zoned away pretty hard for the moment. Siege Giant's going to be grabbed in that bottom lane for extra value, as Kerrigan going to turn in for the side of Feel the Heat, and Wave Clear still the name of the game for Lauber's fanboys. Nazeebo still stacking up as best he can, up to 141 at level 15. He is going to have Vital Infection if he lives long enough.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. If he is able to make it to level 20, they're going to get the Vital Infection for sure, and that's a game changer. I mean, that's the entire plan here. Well, maybe not the entire plan, but it's a huge part of it. The level 16 title is now supposed to lead to a boss for them, but that will be, well, actually, will it be contested? Because Leo isn't here. I mean, it's not even close.
Johanna just delaying. Black Hole comes in. They're going to try and force him into the boss stun. Unable to do so. Leoric has arrived, so they've delayed long enough. Lordnado to try and zone this away. Falling Sword forces Lauber off the point with that Lordnado. Lauber's going to be taken out here. First to die in the fight. Sanctification comes out. Nazeebo in the Ice Block going to buy some time, but Gaunaguda is just dying to Blade in the backline. He will be dropped. No, never mind. Rutsu with the Force Wall sacrifices himself, but kills Rexar with the Side Storm.
Yeah, and Svamgrotta, if he goes down, that's 32 gems. That has, honestly, that has to be nearly game. They lost so many gems now. They lost roughly 50, I think. So with them losing all of the gems and now the boss still getting attacked because it's a 2 versus 4 setup on the map, there is just no way to hold on to this anymore. 31 gems on the side of Feel the Heat, so they nearly have a turn-in for themselves. At the top, they can go for the boss, which might actually through another key being destroyed. This is a fantastic setup now once again. The confidence of Feel the Heat as they're going from just one team fight to another, even YOLOing at the bottom of the map, just to get that keep is incredible, and they are rewarded for this. They're going all out with this. It's insane. That all the stacks on Nazeebo just don't help you if you don't get him to 20.
Absolutely. They haven't even really used Ravenous Spirit effectively. He had to Ice Block very early in that fight. It's a very solid ability that they're just getting no value through due to the pressure that Kerrigan and Rexar are offering, especially as Rexar's just being allowed to walk into the backline with very little congestion. Talents are even with 16 versus 16, but The boss getting cleaned up fast, but in the meantime, mid lane is going to be getting some pressure of its own as the Bruiser Camp is going to get stolen away.
Yeah, there's 2 points of contention right now. Top Keep is taking damage, defending this, but down in the middle, that's another setup, and they're getting closer and closer to level 20, of course, as well, which is going to add more problems. And with the Web Weaver wave that is now just getting executed down here, I mean, first of all, you can't stop it, that's number 1. And yeah, that should cost them at least the next keep. It's kind of interesting, though, that the only hero that hasn't died in this entire game isn't even on the side of the red team, because they YOLO'd earlier and all died towards the bottom keep. It's actually Anna, as usual. Socially distancing, just a perfect role model for today's population.
Absolutely, respect your medical professionals. Anna stays alive, Anna knows what to do. I bet she even washes her hands. As we see mid lane being pushed in. They grabbed a Bruiser Camp and timed the objective with it perfectly. This is going to be a big push.
Okay, down here. Leo, the spray game is on point, but everything else might become problematic against the Jane. There's not enough to take him down, but here comes the big push. This is the big one, mid lane in this case. The top lane has been pushed out a little bit, but over here we're gonna get some solid damage now on them.
Over burns Iron Skin, not going to be available. He just got some extra damage and some group ups from Grotta, making the most of the ominous Wraith, trying to buy time. Lornado tries to catch out Galnaguna, unsuccessful. Bot lane pushing it pretty hard. Leoric able to Wraith walk away mid. Defending right now, they're holding it. Here come the Boars with the root level 20. They might try and end here. Here comes the Dark Wave as Leoric is taken out after dropping the Tomb. They're going to try and end this.
They should definitely. They have level 20. They have everything they need. They just killed Leo. Top Keep is falling to the Web Weavers already. And here comes the attack. Of course, we have again the falling sword as at least Johanna's trying to stop him. They might actually get a kill. Kerrigan is down, and that's the end of the old man. Deckard Cain is dead, but 2 keeps have fallen. And even if they kill them, they might get level 20, but is it still possible for them to win the game? Nazeebo's trying to defend the core as it takes more and more damage, down to 85%, 82%. 3 heroes surviving on the red team side, but there is incredible pressure against the Fanboys now. But they will get the level 20 for Nazeebo.
Finally, finally a good Ravenous Spirit, and with, like you said, level 20 Vile Infection is going to be available. That will give them that big push potential that they can try and use. But unfortunately, even if the enemy team just runs at the core, there's still Decade Potions even there to sustain them. They have to go through forts, they have to go through keeps, they have to go through towers. There's so much. I mean, that Lauber's Fanboys have to make their way through to even have a hope of contesting this, all the while dealing with these catapults. But here is their chance. They get the Web Weavers. This might be their last chance.
Exactly, because if Tyrael with the team makes it onto the core, it's over. His Sanctification is going to give them the power to go through this. But if you have the Web Weavers, even on the lanes where you can't get structures, it will push the lanes out. And as long as Nazeebo is able to do the damage against the forts, they might just eliminate those forts off the map. And if they can do that, they relieve some of the pressure. And just look how he is chunking with those spiders. And he is going to deliver for them. That Vile Infection is a game changer.
Good Entomb. They've managed to catch out Kerrigan. Bolted the storm, though. Ultralisk, if they'd killed him, that could have been the snowball they needed, but gets denied. Mid lane is the last push. Web Weaver still got some health, but they got no minions. So I'm Grotta finally going to come in to get some forts here, get some extra value somewhere. But they are not getting enough of this. They have to now delay and protect themselves for so long. Sammy may be in trouble. He gets the extra health. Here comes the black hole as Kerrigan is pulled into the ring. And they're trying to blast it. Rutsa being chased out by the bear, but will be zoned away as Blade is forced to retreat. Lauber, Iron Skin, good damage onto the armor. He's tagging through there, looking for Ultralis one more time. Entomb up in 10 seconds if they can hold.
Nazeebo's alive, but gets focused again. Lauber has to protect him. Here comes the Ringers. They're trying to save him. And Nazeebo is still in play, but if they can drop him, that would be the big problem. And we have 2 forts down. Web Weavers are still at the bottom. That's the Sanctification as they're already trying to go for Galnaguna again. Anna is in trouble. Lauber is coming in from the side. And here comes the Tacita setup. They're going for him. There's the Chrysalis and the Entomb with the kill.
They pick up Kerrigan. Lauber's tagged through this fight for so long. 10 seconds until Falling Sword is back. He burnt the combo. Keep in bot lane is going down. The Web Weaver was able to survive. They're going to run it in, Khaldor.
They're going to go for it. Top side, on the other hand, that's 2 catapults, so they need to be careful there. Either they have to retreat after they take the keep down, or just simply go for it. There's the attack. Fade Death. And can they get Blade? No, they cannot. He actually gets out, and Leo has retreated already to defend the top side.
Kerrigan, Death, they tried to set it up. Instead, they're going to steal the Bruiser camp. Swamgrotto will clear out these catapults to try and give them any escape. Misha is trolling the blue team, trying to delay them, trying to buy time. Force Wall is unsuccessful. The Boars are incoming. Black Hole does not affect the Boars. 2 roots coming in, and Misha gets eviscerated by Tassadar.
I mean, honestly, think about how the Fanboys had real trouble at the beginning to even stay in the game. If they would have made those mistakes and run into a double turn in time after time because they fell behind so much as the opponent hit level 10, think about which position they would be in right now. Even with how they got murdered in the early stages, after they hit 20, they find themselves now in a spot where they can actually fight back. If they would have come into level 20 on a roughly even setup, that would have been a completely different game here. They wouldn't have any trouble whatsoever. Boss gets taken, they're trying to YOLO for it, but already Nazeebo has taken top damage in Siege, top damage in Hero. If they can keep him alive and just get the damage out here with the next push, they might actually win this game.
Nazeebo also has that extra spell power coming in from Tassadar, who went for Kala's gift. Leoric very low, will be sniped away here. Johanna's not in a great spot here, will have the reset on the falling sword, but has to back away, avoids the Lornado. They're trying to hold this Tassadar with the huge damage as we see Johanna getting focused down. Lauber, he will have falling sword, but he's rooted, cannot activate it. He's sniped away, and with 2 deaths, this could be a disaster for Lauber's Fanboys.
That might just be it. I mean, the entire time Nazeebo is positioning, repositioning, trying to make sure that he's not staying too far out there. They need to prevent the turn-in, they need to prevent the boss. This is just too much for them to handle. There are too many hotspots on the map that they have to deal with.
It's not really a situation they can really hold this. They can't race. They're trying to delay. Here come the Web Weavers. There's a boss that was aggroed. There it is! Oh my god, the black hole! They take down Deckard! Did that just save their game, Khaldor? Are they still alive?
It might. I mean, the Web Weavers are difficult to take apart anyways, but Jojo will be back and the support is dead. And if you want to take one hero down as the support, who's going to heal all the damage that Nazeebo can bring in? I think at this point, Feel the Heat is going to try and simply YOLO. They're going to try and say, okay, let's go for it or we're going to lose in the late game. And if honestly, if the Fanboys hold this one, they win it.
There's no Sank. There is Entomb. Johanna's back. 30 seconds till Deckard. They're going to be 4 versus 5 against a potential Buried Alive. This could backfire and turn into a tournament win for Lauber's Fanboys. They're backing up. They're playing it safe. They're looking for their one snipe potential. Mid is defended. Top is being defended, and Tass is clearing out bot lane, but there are still catapults here.
I really thought, with the way that they moved, it looked for a second as if they would have just tried to go for the core instead and YOLO'd it. But they played safe, they go back. Deckard Cain is finally back on the map. They, of course, pushed the lanes out significantly, but the Web Weaver wave has done no damage. The important part is, of course, that they still had 2 more Web Weaver waves in this game than the blue team. And with Leo dying earlier, they lost most of their gems. So at this point, Nazeebo, he's sitting at 8,200 hit points with his level 16. It's ridiculous.
That's tankier than a Diablo.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
And that's not even including the fact that he has Soul Harvest too. Entomb, it's on Tyrael. No, Sank for you, sir. He's taken out. Ultralisk though, looking for the counter kill onto Tassadar, who's buffed up. It's the nano boost, baby, as Tass chases down Misha. Misha flees, gets out of there. Lauber duels out. Ultralisk forces him to back up, and that's another kill.
He's at 91,000 damage now. They still need to deal with the bot lane though. And they don't have the gems for another turn, and so you need to slowly push these lanes out. The good thing, of course, for them is if Nazeebo gets any kind of abilities onto structures, they're also melting away. Talking about melting away, by the way, Leo's activating the trade value again as Lauber jumps in. 10-second cooldown. Sammy needs to get the damage. There it is. Nazeebo pokes.
He dodges the root. They're going to be able to get out of there. The anti-heal is onto him. They might try and go for this. They might just try and take this fight, even though they're down Leoric. But they're still looking for it. Falling Sword onto Ultralisk. Chasing him in. Sammy sends in the Spooners. Spooners chasing down Ultralisk. He gets the heal. And he even burns the Chrysalis to stay alive.
Let's not forget here, Nazeebo is actually capitalizing on the slows of Leoric Ghost as well. So he still provides something, despite the fact that he is dead.
It's true. He's giving everything he can. Tyrael, though, is back. And that means this was a 5v5 in 4 seconds once the Leoric is back, which is very soon. Falling Sword hits nothing. Full cooldown.
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Full cooldown for that, but Leo's back to business, and he has the Buried Alive. Let's not forget about that. Kill command is sent out again.
Okay.
This game is getting nuts. We're 23 minutes in, 82% on the core, and Zebo is about to hit 6 digits.
This really is just about team fights. First person to win a team fight in this game is going to win. Keeps are open, cores are vulnerable enough to kill. Bot lane going to be cleaned out by Nazi. Oh no, they might just let that catapult move in because there is still the boss threat and there's still the turn-in threat. Neither team has enough for a turn because they keep dying, buried alive again. And that might be Tyrael sniped away. No, they can't finish the job as Ultralisk runs all the way around. Riptide to Khaldor. Good. Ultralisk has isolated himself. Has he fucked up? No, he's able to back away. Good disengage.
Here comes the jump. Lauber is in. 10-second cooldown. Sammy with another hit, and the spiders are doing some work. But thankfully for them, Tyrael was able to jump out in time. I mean, Nazeebo's at 8,300 again. If he uses the Soul Harvest, he spikes above 8,000. He's at 287 stacks now. It's bananas. It's honestly bananas. There's again the ult from Tacita. Gets some damage in. And the follow-up against Junkrat. Junkrat down, and that might just be the momentum they need.
Grota picks up the kill there, forces everyone back. Still not enough gems for anyone. They need more kills than this.
The
Entomb! They get it though! The Entomb onto Rexar, but he's able to get the sleep. Fade death. He stays alive. He's going to try and back up
Does
here.
he?
Leoric with the body block there. Under towers. Ultralisk with the bullet, but great ice block from Sammy. Sammy turns around. The Ultralisk going to try and chase him down. Fanboys dropping low, but it is Leoric. It does not matter if he dies at this point. They get the lockdown. Junkrat's still the only person to die, but not for long. Blade, he's going to survive with the sank as Sammy is focused down by Ultralisk. They tank it though.
What a dumb game. This is amazing. I mean, holy shit. Even with Junkrat down, it's just like constant fighting here. 4 versus 5, 5 versus 4. Heroes dying on both sides. Nearly 300 stacks now for Nazeebo. They go for the camp, but this is just bonkers. I mean, the entire time, it's an endless team fight in the attempt to push these lanes out, get the advantage, get the gems, get an objective, maybe the boss, kill enough heroes that he can make a move here. This is absolutely nuts. The rotation bot lane to get the siege shines and put pressure onto the lane, but that of course exposes the top, and they might be able to move onto the structures now. They're going through the middle again, 301 stacks for Nazeebo, and we are looking at 114,000 damage after he finally got the viral infection.
This might not even be the last game. Falling Sword, if we feel the heat hold in this fight. 3 members, 2 in the black hole in Tomb. But still Decadus Game stays on the run. He gets out and Ana dies to Ultralisk. Is that it? Lauber's trying to hold. He's trying to get the team a chance to escape, and they will back away.
Now they have to defend the bot lane, and at the same time the boss will be up at the top. Of course, there's the attack in the middle against the key, but the isolation, if Nazeebo dies, this has to be it. This has to be game. Yeah,
he drops the Soul Harvest, he's trying to tank too
dies.
much damage. The Falling Sword comes in, Lauber's got no health, he Iron Skins. There is a single bruiser pushing in mid, but that's it. All that's left is Tacita. He can't hold alone. That's gonna be game. We're heading to a game number 5.
They're going for the keep in the middle, it falls, but that doesn't change anything anymore. Unless Rutzo is somehow able to pull off the miracle defense over here, it's definitely going to be game. As 5 heroes that are going to move in, and Sanctification is still up too. There's absolutely no chance. Leo's about to be back. The core gets attacked, the Sank is on the ground. And Tacita is trying to do what he can, but this is going to be the final blow. Feel the heat. They take their game and force their 5th and final map in the grand final of the Don't Panic Cup. What a grand final. GG and well played. It comes down to the final map. The grand final series goes the full distance. Best of 5, and the last map of all of this is Sky Temple. Lauber's Fanboys, they brought the Nazeebo into play and they nearly won the game, but they took just way too much damage in the early stages, and after they finally had the level 20 and the viral infection, they were already too far behind in keeps, had a lot of map control, and thanks to a very resilient performance of Feel the Heat, they forced map 5. Sky Temple, we're going straight in for it. One team will crown themselves the champion now of the birthday present, the birthday cup for Don't Panic, and we have the initial bans against Maiev and Rhaegar.
I have the respect ban for Ultralisk completely. going to be brought out here. And the Rhaegar, of course, has just been so deadly throughout this tournament. Really cool to see. Standard bans. Will we see Zul make it through or not, is the question.
I think you need to ban him here, right? That would terrify me.
Yes.
You can draft such a strong foreman while Zul still goes for rotation or even incorporate him as a main tank over here. First of all, it's Jimmy who gets banned out, but I'm a little bit terrified already. Zul gets banned, but there's so much open still that could be taken. Zarya is open for four-man. Deathwing is up.
Medivh.
Yeah,
Sylvanas even on this map for the just quick boss push bot lane. If you get one good fight, that could just end it.
Medivh is a good point, for sure. Medivh has been banned so consistently between the two teams now. But here comes Greymane as the first pick, actually. And what's the counter? This is getting spicy, seriously. You screw up one single pick, one single move on the map, a bad call made around the boss or one of the temples, and all of a sudden you're losing the entire series here. And it was an insane grand final already. There's the Sylvanas setup, so if bosses are taken, if camps are claimed, you can always make the push for structures, and Johanna for wave clear, and the blind against Greymane, so both in.
The classic style we saw a little bit before, where in this case Sylvanas is kind of required for it nowadays, but if you win the bottom objective on the second objective round, you can grab boss, and with Sylv, you guarantee a fort and maybe guarantee a keep if you can capitalize well enough. This is the power of Sylvanas on Sky Temple. We're going to see Rexstar going to try and dominate the solo lane with that little bit of extra sustain that Misha offers, and that might give them a little bit more freedom.
Yeah, Malfurion comes in for roots, and Rexstar, of course, can also, like, yeah, again, play a lot on Misha. Use her for scouting too, of course, which is going to be highly important whenever there's a play for boss and other things. Now that we're heading into the next bans, the question is what are you going to get rid of? Is it Abathur? Abathur Greymane would have been a good option. I honestly was secretly hoping that we were going to see this luck, but that leaves also Tyrael open, and Tyrael Sanctification for a boss attack and to enable Greymane is still a powerful tool, despite the fact that Rhaegar has been banned out and we're not going to see the Bloodlust with him. But Tyrael was good here before we had the focus on Rhaegar Bloodlust, so that's still a great option.
Very true. He's still decent. He can still control boss points. He can still rush cores, which this map can end very early. You're going to see the Junkrat removed.
I was even thinking earlier about a Samuro setup, but I was mostly anticipating that if it's played with Abathur, now that Abathur is not here, if you want to go for something like that, I think it's a little bit too gimmicky. It can be super powerful, don't get me wrong, but I think it's a bit too YOLO for the last map in the best of 5 that has just gone down to the wire now.
It's incredibly effective on a map where you can delay the objective long enough, but in this case, the objective is too easy to stand on and take.
Yeah.
Karazim and Zeratul gonna see some incredible single target bursts there.
Yeah, X-Ray again goes for the melee assassin here, like it did in the previous series. Player killer number 1, Battlefield of Eternity. I think the other team still has nightmares. And Zeratul is in as well. It's easily going to swap over with Dino. Here comes the Zarya pick. I've been talking about that pick ever since we were in the first ban phase, and now it's taken. So they're going to swap that over. Svaramgota is going to play Zarya very likely, I guess. We have Tai jumping onto Greymane Rutzo on... I mean, there's a couple of overlaps here, but that is going to be scary now. The speed bubble on Garrosh to enable him to run in the opponent's team, flip them over, and to save people from Zeratul.
Deathwing to finish up. They now have Sylvanas Deathwing as a combo. I think they are maybe going for the snowball.
Yeah, this is going to be scary no matter what. This is an insane setup. Sky Temple, ladies and gentlemen. He comes down to the final map. We're going to crown a champion here. Let's jump into the final map of the best of 5 grand final. Game number 5, the final map. Lauber's Fanboys against Feel the Heat. And on the left side, Galde Gulnar on Malfurion. Sammy, aka Tai, on Greymane. Lauber on Garrosh. Svaramgota on Rexxar. And Rutsu on Zarya. To the right side of the map, Wit on Johanna. Blade on Deathwing. Dino, as expected, has moved on to Zeratul. He is terrifying in that position. And let's see if he can take that backline apart. We have Ultralisk on Sylvanas and X-Ray. On Karazim, which actually led to an enormous amount of kills in one of the previous series that they played here. So off we go. The big boy plays, and this is for all the marbles. This is for the championship here.
Going to be seeing Reinforce on Johanna. The biggest damage output is Greymane here. So that's 60 physical armor for 2.5 seconds. Could be a very big deal. Immediate scout, Wit sees everything and easily is able to reveal and back away. Sylv, hanging around in the jungle, was thinking about coming to help, but sees everyone is fine. Instead, is going to push bot lane fast.
Yeah.
No, in fact, just going to stay down for the XP. My bad.
Yeah, also Zeratul went into Cleave on level 1, so we're going to see the same talent on 16, but very likely he's going to change the rest of the talents, not go into a full Cleave build, as we've seen multiple times, not only in the last few months, but even today. And Deathwing also with the Terror move over here, getting the Molten Flame in. And yeah, again, it comes down to a single mistake that you made and all of a sudden you're toast. Level 4 is going to be important. For Rutsusa gets the speed barrier over. Svamgota has actually not jumped onto Zarya, oftentimes plays it for the team. But in this case, we're seeing him actually topside. And we have a big invade, a risky one, but they have the mobility and they use it to sneak over and not end up in vision. This is actually a really cool play.
Counter though, immediately we see the Siege Giants stolen away, but these Siege Giants are going to be a little easier to clear. Wit also gonna be punished, comes in to try and prevent the steal and gets himself body blocked and killed.
Yeah, that was a Warcraft 3 surround for sure.
Really? Oh snap, the backdoor fort play as Dino walks into tower range.
I mean, there's a question, why not? He just needs to jump onto Zeratul now and they're gonna be fine, and every single point of damage you put on the structures is going to be worth so much for you. The problem are really the Siege Giants that have been stolen, because we have now with Zarya and Mad Saber through the bot lane that allowed them to take the entire wall down. So as cool as the play at the top left was, the Fanboys have responded in kind.
So structures being taken. It's structure health in exchange for full structures here. Bot lane is, of course, the boss lane. Top lane is going to be one of the first temple lanes, which means we could see an early fort kill. It's very rare that we see people end through top lane on this map, but it can absolutely happen. And if not, that permanent structure damage can still give you a very early XP lead.
Wit again, attack, careful buddy, and he's able to make it out. Bot lane, Sylvanas is pushing, also trying to take those Siege Giants out. Camp at the top as the first 2 temples get announced on the map. And this is where we're going to see which team walks away with the structural lead, and therefore the better momentum on the map, since the objective forces directly on structure destruction.
Deathwing hovering at the objective for the moment. He's very outnumbered, doesn't want to get too involved as of yet. Unstable poison for Sylv. They definitely want some wave clear here for some quick push potential. Ultrazio is going to piece out from the Zelnaga watchtower there and pulls all the way back.
They're getting a couple of shots on both of them, so that's good. Deathwing is still holding a bit of control topside, but is occupying 2 heroes. As the mid lane still gets attacked, Lauber is there, so far alone, but he gets someone to help him out. Sammy is waiting for someone to drop low enough so that he can get the kill in. Already the top more or less opened up. There's a lot of damage here, but the main attack goes towards the middle, as Zeratul is still holding bot lane experience, and that's a slight advantage for them. The problem is that, generally speaking, they're behind in experience because of the earlier exchange, and that means an earlier level 7 talent maybe for their opponent. But no, they take it at the same time.
They will guarantee this, by the looks of it, this entire mid-temple, unless something goes very wrong here. As Ray dives, Galnaguna eats the root. It's a lot of damage, but we'll be able to back away. This has secured them almost the rest of mid-temple, which means that split soak from Zeratul does allow them to catch up quite nicely. And with those shots onto mid, it's going to be a solid amount of damage. They even are able to grab the last 5 shots on top lane as Deathwing was left unattended and take out a tower.
Even more than that, with Greymane rotating down, they had the numeric advantage, but here gets the kill. That's a nice one against Sylvanas, and that is kill number 2. It might even end up with kill number 3 if they can go a little bit deeper for this, but X-Ray is already coming to help out. But still, these are the small advantages that you're just trying to edge out in the early game, and so far they do with an attempted invade at the Siege Giant camp again for the 2nd time now on this map.
Easily able to catch it, no trouble at all. It's going to be some good pressure onto it. It's going to hit the minion wave, so it will be delayed in doing structure damage, and we do have a quick pause.
Yeah, we're pausing the game now for the team here. Actually, it's interesting because this time it's not Ultralisk that is having the problem over here. He had some issues earlier with the connection. But now that we're seeing the setup, again, from a structural perspective, top lane has suffered a little bit. That nice backdoor over here, Zeratul jumping onto the point, Karazim coming over with him, taking the camp, was a really cool move. I like that. If you're trying to approach from that side, it means that nobody sees you coming through over at the top, and at the bottom with minions and also gates, the same thing happens, so your opponent doesn't know what's coming. The problem are really those siege giants at the bottom right that have consistently now been taken by the Fanboys, and that of course attacks the structural setup at the bottom of the map, which is going to be very important, because once that we have the next shrine spawn, it's roughly around level 10, and if you can take the fountain down, it means that your opponent doesn't have the fallback option anymore, whereas you are still able to rely on your own fountain, can pre-tap before you head into the fight, and this shrine usually sets us up for a bit of a dominant position on the map and an advantage. So how they're going to play around this, that's the question. But we have the global on the map, Tetcher. So you have Deathwing. That is going to help you to soak a bit more experience at the top at least, isn't it?
And they're going to need that experience because, as you already mentioned, bot lane is the next temple, and with all that front wall taken out and the the damage onto the fort, if these siege giants can get some value there, then that's going to set up for a very early fort kill and potentially the first of the game.
When it comes to the boss, that's going to also change a lot of the momentum here, because we have really good tools, and you highlighted earlier that with Sylvanas in particular, you can do a lot here if you push with the boss and you were able to take a few heroes down before that. So there is always, no matter how the game changes, the chance that they're going to make some big plays around the boss. Guess the boys weren't really ready for the unpause just yet, so we're waiting for another second. But interesting enough, it's Dino who pauses, and to me, that's another setup, of course. We talked in the previous game where we saw Zeratul, I think 2 games ago. We talked about Tai on Zeratul, and he delivered. I think it was Towers of Doom, and absolutely wrecked in the late game. He did fantastic. If Dino can perform on a similar level, he is going to severely threaten Rexa, Greymane, and most of all, Malfurion. If Malfurion goes into the Twilight Dream, he has a tool against it, but it's going to be really, really scary to have that Zeratul jump into the backline and try and get the kills here. And if one hero dies, if he gets a quick setup, for example, against Malfurion and insta-drops him, then the support is gone. So we have to watch Zeratul, especially after level 10, but of course for now, it's the push at the bot lane, which is the most important one, and that comes for the exact reason that we highlighted a moment ago. Taking that fountain down is key. If you can get the fort, I mean, even the better. That's going to be pretty great for them.
Would you like to know the reason for the pause, considering it is related to Zeratul?
Sure.
His Q is hitting once every couple minutes because he hit Q while paused, and he doesn't know how to fix it.
Okay. I hope that he was able to fix it by now.
It is apparently he literally just said fixed, so all good. Everything's fine, but he was having issues where he's just randomly queuing.
Yeah, I have that with Lily, but that's for different reasons.
I mean, that might have something to do with the rock you left on your Q key.
Ah, that makes so much sense right now. Okay.
Chasing Bisha.
Ooh, that thing is sitting tight. And here comes the announcement. Okay, so we are walking exactly into this situation. Fountain down, level 10 as the objective is up. Deathwing is even rotating, and they are trying to go for the same play again over here. There is a good chance this gets sniffed out this time. Yep.
Bear smells it. Dino and Zerari are gone.
I like the play. The play is cool, even though it didn't do anything here.
It's weakening the structures and setting themselves up, causing a distraction. They did have 2 people taken for this, but now Karazim's already down here in time to maybe contest the temple, with level 10 already available now for both teams. We have the Wailing. Right, the Nerazim's already been used by Zeratul, and it's another Falling Sword game. Yeah,
Falling Sword starting to take over a bit as they're starting to engage into the backline again. But as I said, everybody rotates. Rexa is a bit late. Here comes the move. Falling Sword. Can they get the kill? It looks good, but Karazim is low. The first one to die is Malfurion on the other hand. And here comes the counter kill. Both of the supports are down. Greymane has fallen to Lauber, saving the next target, and they take control over the shrine. So 3 kills against 2, and more shots fired by Field Heat.
2 for 1 in that fight. Very nicely done with a great Falling Sword. The Expulsion Zone doing nothing because Deathwing just sort of stood still and breathed fire at them for that setup. A great silencing arrow there with the Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas. And that set them up for a 1-team fight. Deathwing's now going to hold the point, and this is going to save their bottom 4. However, the move in bot lane still going to happen. Blade, he gets the final shots, and he's forced to Cataclysm out, but he does survive.
Yeah, Ford at the bot lane is taking damage. Not a single Ford has fallen yet. The bottom right one will most likely be the first. But here's a move for Boss. Are they really gonna commit, or is this just a poke and see what happens?
Expulsion Zone's already back off cooldown. Trollnado is getting some good job there. Twilight Dream shuts down Karazim, who went for the dive. And that just leaves Wit. Just leaves Wit to try and tank this. He drops the Iron Skid. He runs in. Iron Skid. He does Falling Sword to get out. But they're giving up this boss. It's happening.
Yeah, boss is taken. That's removing a very important tool from the map that, as we said, could be used with Sylvanas to get more pressure. So nice move by them, but they are giving up top lane. Top lane is going to fall now. This one can't be saved, so this is a weird push. I don't even think they can push with this. They have, of course, they have Zarya in here. Rek'Sai is moving top side. Sylvanas is coming back. Okay, so it's going to be a weird setup. I mean, this is going to be a trade for now.
Yep, they're going to push in. They have Siege Giants, they have the boss, but they can't really afford to fight under the towers because of the new tower aggro system. It's going to force them to back up. Towers will be taken out by the boss. Siege Giants getting some value too. But overall, like you said, it's really just a fort for a fort, but with an extra tower thrown on top.
Yeah. 13, there's a lead. I mean, it's not really a big experience lead, but it's there. So fort's down. And generally speaking, the advantage still goes in structures to feel the heat. It's a small one, but it's there. They already damaged pretty much every single fort. The one in the middle is on half HP. A lot of the towers are down too. So when it just comes to exchanges on temples, then they're going to win the game in the long run. But of course, there's a little bit more to it. We're going to need to wait for the boss to come back up on the map to see how this goes. But they steal the camp at the bottom. That's also important. And with 7 seconds left on the timer, they can make their move towards the first temple.
Gonna make their way down, looking to try and contest it. Zeratul already mid lane. He will be backing up though, as everyone has arrived in mid lane to force him off. This does mean it's a 5-man. They're admitting to the trade, and that 100% means that Lauber's Fanboys have given up on bot lane and are sacrificing it in exchange for that mid lane.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. This one down. Getting the second one too. But good commitment now in the middle as well. The heroes are moving in together with the temple shot, so that's important. Top is going to force out next. And talking about forcing it out, Dino is also making sure that the camp is cleared. But look at Deathwing going in real deep right now and trying to help out. They are already starting to knock onto those gates at the keep.
He flies up. He could have kept pushing in theory. He had Cataclysm still up as he was able to kill off that fort and get the reset. But he just lets it go, heads up to the sky, regens up, gets those armor plates. And overall, that is every fort. A couple minutes ago, all the forts were up and suddenly all are gone.
It's insanely close right now. In experience, in kills, in structures, you screw up one moment and you lose this game and therefore come in second place, aka first loser. There's the attack against Malfurion. They're flying in. They're committing. 7-sided strike. Lauber survives. Blade hops over. And here comes the triple connect, the double connect with the falling sword.
Karazim silenced again. Twilight Dream shuts him down. X-Ray's trying his best. Molten Breath is melting though. Picks up Mishra and Greymane. That's going to force Blade to back up though. It's so much damage. Ultra's making the most of the lost souls, trying to get as much damage with the AoE as possible with that Shadow Dagger. Dino moves in. He doesn't have Might the Nerazim, but the extra speed allows him to get out.
Yeah, if you look at 20,000 damage from Zarya against the 28,000 of good old Deathwing. The dragon coming in with 24,000 damage on Sylvanas. Now boss up in 1.5 minutes, so still down for a bit longer. 5 kills against 3 now, camps again taken. This time they want to hold on to it. They are moving in with everyone they have, but the blue team is also underway, and they're trying to chase them off with a flip. Here comes the falling sword. Zeratul gets out, but Deathwing lands with a bang and says, screw you guys, this is ours.
Just guarantees the camp. Expulsion Zone comes in. Deathwing doesn't care. But it will be enough to potentially force a disengage, especially as Sammy isn't here. They kill off Misha, looking for Lauber. Karazim's in. Wit is so low, but he tanks through it. You can see that conflagration doing so much damage, forcing the split. And Sammy stays a little bit of extra time, literally just to give his team a chance to escape.
This is a big one. Taking 2 down just now is fantastic. The temples are activating in a moment. They could, in theory, even have tried to set a push up with Sylvanas, but of course with the objective here, that's a great moment for them to just simply commit to the temples and get those shots in. They're also taking an additional camp in the process. The quest is completed for Rexa, so at least that's something. There's extra armor. Kharazim is here pretty much alone. Blessed Shield. Well, obviously not up since we have the Falling Sword instead, just waiting for something that's not going to happen. But they're still trying to make the pressure work out. Bot lane gets attacked since the temple is taken, and Deathwing can likely actually claim it, but he makes the commitment to the skies to try and help out the top lane.
Going to be able to land very shortly. He'll be topped up and ready. Ultralisk a little wounded, and Zeratul is on the way. He's not here yet. Deathwing in the backline. Mistakes were made. Oh no! Deathwing lands and gets fucking bodied. Expulsion zone. It's falling apart, Khaldor. They go for Kharazim. The silence is there. Easy Torna. Goodbye, X-Ray. I am very wrong. X-Ray escapes.
Yeah, but Khaldor doesn't. Deathwing turns into Deathwing, and then the team fight gets turned around by Zeratul and Sylvanas. Malfurion and Greymane dead, and both of the orcs also die. Rexa down, Garrosh down, 4 heroes eliminated. Bot lane taking damage. They keep attack the boss on the map. Oh my god, they might have just lost the game here. 9 kills against 6. Rutsu is trying to prevent the worst, but the keep is already about to be a goner. Zeratul topside. Camp is also pushing through. Momentum everywhere. Boss is taken. It's all falling apart, Tetcher.
It is completely breaking down, and guess what? Deathwing's the global. He will be right here with this push, with 16 seconds left until Garrosh, and that keep is very paper right now, with extra shots to finish the job. This is going to be a boss heading right for the core, and with maybe 2 keeps about to be taken, they may get 20 with this. This may be a 20 push with boss to end the game.
This is terrifying. This is so scary. They are so close to 20. Push through the middle. The bottom temple taken, of course, and so many more shots left. The wall is broken up in the mid lane. They are all moving towards the top to take another camp. Boss has to be attacked now. We are 14 minutes in, but holy shit, did that fall apart quickly. They got the kill against Deathwing. He came down and they just blew him up. Absolutely blew him to pieces with their setup. And then Zeratul turns it. There's the level 20, and they are going for the championship right now. Double keep eliminated. Core already getting a little bit pressured too, and they are in such a great position right now. It is insane.
They're backing up, even with level 20. They have set themselves up, like you said, for a win, but they choose to wait. Level 19 now hit for Lauber's Fanboys, meaning they have that chance to try and soak up to level 20, which will be their last chance. They still have taken down all the forts. They can still race it, but the lack of commitment coming in from Feel the Heat means there is still an opening, but it is the safe choice.
Yeah, it's definitely the safe choice. With the new core mechanics and all of the defense setups, you need to play this safe if you can. Maybe wait for another objective and take it. If you take all of those keeps down, then the catapults are going to crush you as all of this happens. But ooh, holy hell. They're still lurking. They're still looking. If they can get a kill, then they can win the game and end it right now. But they can't defend against 5 people on the core, not even with level 20. The new setups it's just too strong.
Keep in mid lane, taking a little bit of harassment. Level 20 is right around the corner. He gets Kharazim, 7-sided to buy some time. Falling Sword with the extra Holy Fury. They get Malfurion, and here comes Cataclysm right into the backline. They're going to try and end it right here. Shadow Dagger to defend and disable with Black Arrows that keep, but they run it down. X-Ray escapes, and they might have won it. They get 2. Sylvanas is down, and Johanna just wipes out Zarya. But now there's still a push in bot lane. Blade, does he try and run it in? We see Johanna returning here. She's on the run, getting chased down, and Blade stuns it out to give them the escape.
3 kills against 2. Nicely done again by Feel the Heat. Now it's 20 versus 20, of course, but the keep in the middle has taken even more damage. And let's not forget that the temple is activating right now. And with only 2 heroes on the map, the chances of them coming back there are pretty much slim to none. They have to do something, but they are already losing the last keep in the game. They're trying to move in right now, but Johanna is already on the move. And this could be really bad for the Fanboys. They need to make sure that nobody dies or they're going to be in trouble. One more shot needed. And Greymane, the 7-sided blade, is trying to get the kill. And just barely Greymane is able to move out. But they are moving on to Rexa. And he is dead. Malfurion too late. Rexa down, the stagger death against the man with the mask. The keep in the mid lane has been obliterated and the shots are targeting the core.
Sammy with the incredibly tough decision there to engage further into the enemy team, and that's what saved his ass there. If he'd rolled away, Karazim would have run him down there, but he stays alive. Galnaguda, Falling Sword comes in. There's a double throw, but Cataclysm, they turn it. Quick cleanse onto Zeratul. Twilight Dream hits Karazim, but this time he escapes. Expulsion Zone splits the team in two, but Galnaguda is standing in the fire.
The core down to 36 points just because of those shots, but if they can clear the team now, if they can just move over to the core, it's over already. They're trying to go for Lauber, and they're getting the 7-sided side instant, and that's a kill. Garrosh down, Malfurion eliminated, and they are on their way to victory.
Now is low, he's dropped so low, but he will survive. Catapults begin to make their way in. Falling Sword, Sammy is on the run once again, trying to get out of there. If he can get up to die now, he will kill him. But Ruzzo is taken out. It's now a 5 versus 2. The core is open, and that's gonna be it, Khaldor. We are seeing Feel the Heat running in for the core, and they will be the Don't Panic Cup champions. They finish off the last 15%, Deathwing Zones away, and that is GG. Congratulations to Feel the Heat for winning the Don't Panic Cup.